Hey guys, welcome to the stream. It's a Tuesday. Wonderful Tuesday. Hope you guys are well. Yes, tell me what you guys have been up to. Plenty of things have been happening. The Toon Army should be happy. They could finish second. Possibility is there if Arsenal bottle it, which they've shown they can. Done it before. We know they can bottle it. Let's not talk about Liverpool. Again, let's forget about Liverpool. I mean, apart from that very disappointing display of dissatisfaction with Trent Alexander-Arnold only thinking about his career, the way forward. Pretty bad. I'm still thinking about it to this day, and I think that I wish Liverpool fans by and large, they're great. They're great. It's fantastic going onto the stadiums, meeting the fans, going to the pubs. They're all great fellas. There is probably a minority. And I'll tell you something, Gary Lineker said something pretty cool on This Is Football, the podcast. And he mentioned that boos are louder than claps. So probably because of the sound. So I guess that's true, but it's still disappointing. And say loudly, how are you, man? Welcome in from YouTube. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I would love to show pictures of South Africans, but I'm sure you've seen them lately, right? Maybe I should go and look for the South Africans. Hold on, let me find them. Okay. X is on Twitter everywhere, right? I'm sure it's on Twitter. I'm sure it's on my feed somewhere. Yeah, because it's everywhere, man. Let's see. I mean, where are they? Because apparently there's a genocide happening in South Africa. I didn't know about this, man. There's a whole genocide thing going on in South Africa, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, apparently the Afrikaners are in trouble over there, right? Very, very much so. They're suffering from genocide. They've been classed as refugees. Here we go. I mean, they are classed as refugees, man. It's amazing. It's quite shocking. Look at them. They are so frail. My word. My goodness, the child is a refugee too. Oh my goodness, these poor people fleeing genocide in South Africa. Look at this guy. He's definitely had a very hard time in South Africa. And his whole family, they must have been struggling in South Africa. Twitch is being twitchy. What to do? The video quality is like Twitch quality, I guess. Look at this. So sad. Look at this. These guys are struggling. My word. Definitely this is the poster child of genocide in South Africa. Poster child of genocide in South Africa. Yes, they are fleeing to America. Yes. Amazing. There's a lot of genocide, man. There's a lot of genocide happening in South Africa. Don't ask me why. Okay? Because I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here. Yeah. Like Somalia, Sudan, Congo. Let me think about it. Rohingya refugees. Okay, where else? I'm just gonna off the top of my head, right? All the refugees, Rohingya, definitely. Okay. Then we've got the Somali, the Sudanese, the Congolese. Let's not talk about the Middle East. They've had this issue for a long time, so let's not go there. But hey, man, I didn't know there was genocide in South Africa. Apparently, yeah, there is genocide in South Africa. Really. And the thing is, right, these guys, when they come to America, they're liable for government. They came in in the category, right? The category which is eligible for handouts from the government. What a world we live in, man. We live in a strange world, though. They look impoverished. They look impoverished. Yeah, they need all the handout they can get. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't know, It's a very strange world we live in now. Yeah, I mean, like, I like going to Twitter though, because right now this Twitter is just full of really interesting things. I mean, who believes that? Is it? I don't know, man. This is Donald Trump. Thank you very much. Yeah, Trump to bring West Array refugees while cutting everyone else. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I'm watching you for. When it was the short of your see what's happening in Newark Airport. First up, Elon Musk and company decide to let go of a lot of the people that are working air traffic control, right? And now there are all kinds of problems in the airports. When you fire a lot of people who are actually working in the airport terminal, you kind of expect something to go wrong, eh? Yeah. They're look at these guys, right? Look at these guys. Look at this guy. He brought out his glasses. He's looking like he doesn't want to be there. Look, we should watch this guy, right? Okay. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He doesn't want to be there. This guy's like, oh my God, he's praying. He's got his whole snake. Do you know that when people hold their hands at a press conference, they're holding on to something, usually their balls. Okay? They're going like, oh God, I gotta hold my hands down, man. Shit, I don't know what to do. Yeah. It's like, me. I'm praying. And this guy, his hands are like this. Not like this. Like this, huh? He's keeping people away. This body language is all off, no? They should go to body language school. Like, learn how to give a speech. The guy's adjusting his glasses. Okay, covering it up now. This guy is still praying on the left. He's still praying, pray, help me, help me, help me. Look at their faces. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And then you can actually look for micro signs when a person is scared. Okay. They have a look of fear. Yeah. This guy doesn't have it. Obviously, he's not afraid of what he's saying. Okay. But it's all like stock market soars after Trump's deals. Yeah, right. Okay, so basically they had tariffs which was a way for the US to get very, 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 very rich, right? Because they wanted China to pay all the tariffs. Okay, so they go out there, they say, we're gonna solve a $1 trillion trade deficit, which is not a bad thing, you know what I mean? Like, that just means that your people are buying, they can afford to buy stuff. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just that maybe you should, take back the credit cards that have been so easy to be issued because these people can afford all this stuff, right? Yeah, you're still selling a lot of stuff to the world, which is like your high quality products, like, your whatever services, like, you've got your, I don't know, Netflix, Windows, Apple OS, all that stuff is doing really well. And then brought the tariffs down to what, 30% now. They're still going to be expensive for you know who, because they're made in China, right? So all those parents want to buy uniforms for their kids for school. Yeah, it's just 30%. Slightly more expensive. Yeah, body language school. Guys, come to me, man. I'm actually a very good, I'm good at reading body language, and I'm also very good at telling when a person is lying. One of the curses in life, I tell you right now, I won't say it, when a person is lying. Sorry, that's not the right way to put it. When a person says something and he means something else, I can read it in his face. Which is really bad for me because imagine the number of fights I get into with my wife. It really, it's terrible. It is singularly, some people, I'm going to tell you right now, right? Okay, if you ever wished you could tell whether a person is lying, or maybe they're not telling you the whole picture. You don't want to be that kind of person who can tell. But you're great at poker. You're good at poker. That's about it. Okay. Even then, I'm one of those guys when I play poker, right? I only read body language, but I don't read the cards in front of me, which is really bad because when I'm playing poker, I read people really well, but then I don't look at all the permutations on the deck. After the flop, right? I won't look at all the permutations, which actually makes me a very bad poker player, even though I can read them. But then again, some of these people are quite strange, right? I mean, like, it's been so strange. I mean, okay, they brought out tariffs, so good news to the stock market. Trump even got a jet, right? 747. From Qatar. Before he even landed there, they sent him a jet. So basically, he's on his way. Before he leaves the country, White House, they send him a jet. Hey, guess what? We've got you a new Jumbo 747. Okay? Let's see if I can find it. Okay? Qatar jet gift Trump video. I know that somebody had a video of the inside of the somebody had a video of inside the jet. I think it was CNN. Everyone said, Trump's new force. I mean, I'm not going to go into it. But there is a video. I think you guys should go and look for the video. Okay? Because you might ask questions. You probably be so mad at me because you might need to ask question after question, get a complete story. Usually when you're doing truth lies detection, right? So basically you're trying to detect whether a person is not being completely honest with you. What you're doing is you're having a conversation with them and you're asking lots of questions. Yeah. But the questions should, then on top of that, what you're doing is also trying to read the expression on the person's face when they're answering the question. So you kind of trying to suss out. Yeah, my kids are hopeless at lying. The one thing, which is good. So every time, it's great for when you have kids, no? Your kids come to you and daddy, I'm looking at him going, okay, then I ask, then I lead, then I look at his face. That you see the micro expression of fear. Okay, that's what you look for. That's when you know the person is a bit lying. And then you ask the second question and third question. Then I go straight to my son. I go right into my son like this. Son, tell me the truth. Then that's enough that he'll buckle. At that point, he buckles. Because one time he did something that was really bad. And I knew that he was, so I asked him leading questions and he, that's what you do. You ask them questions, they get into trouble. But Qatar the jet, man. Wow. What's this guy doing? Oh, she caught a snake. Twitter can be quite fun. Huh? Wow. Look at her, man, shaking her ass. The security guard is in there. He's trying to stop her. Look at that. The leg goes up. And yeah, the security guard. Oh my goodness. The security guard is having so much fun. All right. Yeah. 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 I mean, like, wow. I don't mind. Well, guys, we're going to miss all these fans when the World Cup is happening in the US because they're not coming. Apparently now US citizens, okay, if US citizens at the moment, there was a report of this Twitch stream. A lot of content creators are posting it up. No, you should go and check out the Instagrams and the TikTok feeds. There are quite a lot. Okay, there have been some. There was one US citizen who came in to immigration in the US and on his feed, he mentioned that he was pulled in and they asked him lots of questions. Apparently, they were already tracking what he was saying on social media. So they kind of knew what he was doing. So it was like, what the hell is going on, man? Miles, how are you, man? How are you doing? It's morning. Yeah, there's morning there. Where is there? If it's morning, it's 8 London? Wait, hold on. 6:45 p.m. New York? Wait, where are you? You're definitely, if it's way over in the US, it's 6:45 a.m. in the morning. Okay? If it's the UK, it's probably closer to lunch. Right? Well, you could be in the ocean somewhere. Man, you could be in Greenland, but wow. I would be my first Greenland streamer. Okay. How are you, man, Miles? Okay. All right, so let's look for more. What a picture. Dude, you look at what AI can do for us nowadays, right? This is so cool. What AI can do for us. Poor oral. Can you imagine if you had germs in your mouth and this was what the germs look like? You're in Trinidad and Tobago, Shane McCallum, Boston. Oh my God, I love going to the US. I used to love going to the US. Now I'm in pure fear when I go to the US. I can't. My brother's in the US and I haven't heard from him yet. I think he's been detained by ICE. He hasn't sent me a message. If there was one, he'd probably reach out, right? But he's probably trying to keep he's probably on the down and low. He's like, man, he's working in the US for a fracking company. So, he might be lucky. But I tell you something, the oil industry the oil prices are so low now. There's no point digging in the hole looking for oil anymore. He's only in the US because my niece is an American citizen and she's there to do a medical degree. And she plans to live in the US, and she's been wanting to live in the US ever since she was 6. When she found out, she discovered she was born in the US when my brother and his wife were, they kind of went to the US to study for a degree and get a backdoor entry into the US by getting a baby there. I don't think it was planned, but things happen. What do you expect? They just got married in Singapore, and then they flew to the US to do their degree. Usually it's a bad sign. You're gonna get a baby because you can't avoid having sex, right? Once you get married. Oh, Trinidad, Trinidad Tobago is beautiful. Trinidad Tobago must be like, it's like the ocean. Wow, it's beautiful, no? Trinidad Tobago. These are all the wonderful places, right? It's like a wish list. Passion for FM, article guide to pressing football. Man. In this article, we delve into everything. You need to know how to apply intense pressure, different pressing style. You think high press or trigger press, pressing traps. Wow, okay, you beat my streams, right? You guys know this by now. Hey, today we're doing 5-channel attacks. You do not want to miss it, okay? I'll teach you everything there is to learn about a 5-channel attack, how to make a 5-channel attack. We're going to revisit Barcelona, but I've got a bit of images and I've done a bit of, annotations here and there, so you guys will be fine. Okay, let's talk about, okay, all right, Murph tactic. What is his tactic like now? So he shot the stream in the end. He's got 2 advanced forwards, 2 inside forwards, 1 inside forward, wing back. This is very attacking. Volante on attack, very attacking. You better be a good team. Tactics will work. Generally, in Football Manager, right? This is my advice to all guys. All tactics work. Just find the right place for it. You can make any tactic work, okay? All right, you can make any tactic work, okay? I'm staying away from... We stay away from politics. We focus on bikinis. Okay, guys. Okay, rate her walking, please. I want to hear from all of you. What's a walk? Okay, from 1 to 10, what does a walk like? Okay, let's go. Okay. All right, there she goes. 1 to 10 on the beach. I'm definitely going to take a look, babe. If she walks past me tomorrow, I'm probably going to get a slap from the girl who's with me, But how can you avoid looking? Look, men and, we are animals. When God created us, he created us with the desire to, go forth and make more. Okay. This stream is going in directions I never expected. This is the beautiful thing about watching Twitter, because you get moments that, what's he saying? A fair few shots reply, Jane was, okay, all right, forget it. Okay, no. Okay, oh yeah, look at this. Hey, did you see that? Look at that. There. Wait, hold on. I'm looking for the moment where his hand goes to his face. There. What's this? Saluting for? Covering my face. I've got oh yeah, I hate it when people do that, no? When people talk with their finger in the air, it's always a bad sign. It's always a bad sign, yeah. You listen to me now because I got nothing else worth saying. Huh? Okay? Yeah, listen. This is the worst, man. Like, there are a lot of bad. These are terrible, man. Yeah, you see this? It's a lot of bad body language from him. The finger, now the fist. There's a lot of chiding. And now... Please look at that face. Okay, now you know, okay? All right, the Indian Air Force pilots got really whacked by the Chinese planes. Chinese planes definitely whacked them. Oh, what is this, man? Vegetables and art on the streets of Vienna. Wow, that's cool. What's that? Okay. All right, now the art looks kind of weird. It went from something, it was... Wow. Oh, that is so cool, man. I used to be a king. Okay, no thanks. Yeah, I know a lot of you want to watch this, right? Okay. Look at this. Wait for the smile. Look at this doggy. I saw this video, right, of a guy, okay, who went to a shelter to do a story. And then when he was at the shelter, there was this dog that literally grabbed his arm with both its legs and hung on to his hung on to him. Very nice. It was a Labrador, female Labrador. Okay. Very, very nice. It was like, the ears of the Labrador were back. So you know that it's not aggressive. And he came back the next day to adopt the Labrador. That was so cute. Yeah, I don't know. The US politics right now is entertainment. Okay, how many of you think Newcastle are going to... Let's talk about Newcastle right now, okay? All right, are any Toon fans out there? Are there any Toon fans out there? All you guys, you most likely going to be in the Champions League. Yeah. Okay, you might finish second, okay? I have a sneaky suspicion Arsenal are going to bottle it. You'll finish second. Nottingham Forest only need one more point. I mean, I don't understand what Marianakis was doing, going down to the hashing out. He's very passionate, I know, but there's a lot of stories about him. I'm not going to go there. You just go Google about his, story. The story is not from England because it did not happen in England, but it used to happen in Greece. But it's up to you. But I think it came from when their striker, one of their players was injured. He should have been taken off, and he stayed on the pitch. It's a bit of a pity that they didn't win. But come on, I mean, like, look at Forest, man. They're almost in Europe. That's an amazing performance from them. I think it's gonna be great, if they're in Europe. It'd be nice to watch them play in Europe again, right? Right? It'll be fantastic. So, guys, here we are today. We are here to talk about the 5-channel attack. Okay, so what we're gonna do on today's stream is I'm going to craft a 5-channel attack. I'm going to use images from the match between Barcelona and Real Madrid because they too use a 5-channel attack. Now, what is a 5-channel attack? It's common. It's being used by more and more teams. The idea here is to control all 5 channels. Now, Pep Guardiola had his Jürgen deposition a few years back, but he used to go like, he emphasize the use of width a lot, right? So his players were hugging one line and the other guy was hugging one line. But now you see more and more teams, the way they are playing is slightly different. The attack's a lot narrow because it allows them to counter press too. And it allows them to put so much pressure on the defense that the defense sometimes loses the ball. Now, here's a caveat about a 5-channel attack. Now, there are several ways of achieving a 5-channel attack. You can do them in multiple formations. 4-2-3-1 coming to mind, 4-1-4-1, 4-4-2. A lot of these formations can do a 5-channel attack. Now, the thing is, how do you achieve the 5-channel attack? We'll do it 1-4-2-3-1 first. And then I will try and do a version of it, which I have used with weaker sides, but it uses a different starting formation. So let's check it out right now. Okay, so let me just change screens. All right, so first up, excuse me. Hey, talk to you guys first. Nim Cox, where do you think Matheus Cunha will end up? Liverpool? We could do with a player like him, man. Hey, Drew, I'm doing well, man. How are you? Am I right in thinking you recently said in a stream that when you build a tactic, you look for the player movement you want first before roles? Yes! Drew, you're absolutely right. Whenever I create any kind of a tactic on Football Manager, the first thing I think about is how do the players move on the pitch? That's it. And I'm looking at their movement in real life, okay? And then I'm also looking for roles that can give me that kind of movement. Once I look at the movement, then I will have a rough idea in my head on the tactic I want to make. So to give you an example, because glad you asked that question, we are now going to take a look at some of this. Okay, so now what's a 5-channel attack? Okay, so whenever I go into any kind of a game, I like to take real games and I use the real games as an example so that it's easier for us to relate, right? So this is Barcelona playing Real Madrid. They've got the ball. This one, they are, it could be a defender, but these are definitely their fullbacks. So, okay. So their fullbacks will come in narrow, but look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 5 guys in a line, right? Now, this is basically what we want to see. We want to see like 5 or maybe even 6. Sometimes you have a striker pinning them back. As you can see, this guy will drift up and down, but you've got these wide players. Now, these wide players become threats, right? So they are able to put pressure. And the key here is you want to be able to put a line of players between their defensive 4 and their midfield. because then these guys at the back, the defenders can't really move. I mean, they can try and play the offside trap, but they won't, because as they bring the ball in, the whole defense collapses. And you can see how narrow they are. This is the reason why Pep Guardiola's concept of width has now basically gone out of the window, because Pep used to go like, I want to hug one guy here, want to hug one guy here. Doesn't really work. I mean, the reason it demands really, really exceptional players. So some teams, I like to see Barcelona, I like to look at Liverpool for this. And what they do is a lot of teams will defend narrow now. So if they're defending narrow like this, and if you've got your 5-channel attack, you can put a lot of pressure on the defensive team and create that free player. Now, here, you can see what's happened here. And as they go in, they get the ball, and you can see how this is when they're building up the play. This is how they built up the play. When they got into, they were attacking this way, and then they settled into this shape because the player went and brought the ball back. And from this position, this is actually their second position. This is the attacking. This is when they transitioned the first time. And this is how they settled after they got the ball back. So their fullbacks came up the pitch. Okay. So here we go. This is something else as well. Now, then we have to think about our defensive line. How far is our back line going to be in supporting the attack? And then we want to talk about the overall shape that we're trying to achieve. We look at this, they've got like 4 players at the back. Of course, one of the players has gone back. This guy, the attackers have, Real Madrid are playing one through here. But you can see the gap, how deep they are. Backline, the backline is actually fairly deep. Then over here, this is another one of the transitions where Barcelona are defending. Now you can clearly see a 4-2-3-1. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one here, one lying on the floor here. So they got their 4, their 2, their 3, and their 1. So, but this tells me very clearly that they're not playing with a high defensive line. Because look at where this guy is. This is their fullback. He's actually quite deep. So, their defensive line is quite deep. I would say like a low defensive line, not a high defensive line. And then you're looking at the attack as well. And this is not ball side. So this is right through the middle. So they're all dropping back into a defensive position. And this is when they're attacking. This is what I mean by, if you're attacking the area with a 5-channel attack, you're pinning the defenders down and you're creating what I like to call free threats. So these free... Hey, Godspurs, how are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Do you know that back in the day, in all of Ajax's teams from youth to senior, it was forbidden for the fullbacks to pass the ball to the wingers? Yes. They used to bring the fullbacks high up the pitch, but not necessarily go to the wingers directly. And a lot of this 5-channel attacks, we got to thank Rinos Michel for this, because the concept of using a diamond in midfield is actually quite central to doing this attack pattern as well. So we've got these guys coming up the pitch, creating the stress. So this is the reason why we want to do a 5-channel attack. We want to do a 5-channel attack so that we can create the free man to pass the ball to. And these guys can become threats. Now, in this particular transition, what they did was they managed to pull it out for Lamine Yamal, who went and curled the ball into the far post. The thing here is this: if you're going to play these kind of systems, which are like, flamboyant to some extent, you got so many players. At one point, I think they had like something like 8 players in your opposing third. Then what you got to make sure is that you have quality players, right? You need good players to do this, okay? So you need good players. If you don't have good players, you run into trouble. Now you can see as well, this is what I mean by their defensive line. Now you can look at how far back their defenders are compared to the rest of it. Again, this is a quick transition. Now, this reinforces the point that you don't, like Barcelona, don't really play with a high defensive line. They actually have a low defensive line. The back line doesn't really bomb forward. But what they do is they do ball side support. Meaning, okay, whether this can be done on Football Manager or not is a different matter, but I don't think it can be, because you don't see... unless you play both the wingers on support, you won't get a situation where if the ball goes down this side of the pitch, the winger will come and track this opponent, right? So most likely, if this guy was attack duty, he'd be here. So he'd be chasing after him. So you want to be careful when you decide how you're going to do this on Football Manager, because this ball side support is unique. It can't be replicated on Football Manager unless both the wingers are on support. So you run the risk of not getting ball side support if the ball goes onto the other side. So you've got a low defensive line. You can see one midfielder here, one midfielder here, a winger here, and Lamine Yamal is actually over here, and the striker is over here. And now here we go. This is a split press. So what they do, Barcelona, and what you can do in Football Manager is what I call split press. Now, I've been using a split press since Football Manager was a game. Okay, I've been advocating the use of a split press for God knows how many years. Now, I love the split press. It's one of my favorite pressing systems in the game of Football Manager, and it works superbly with a low defensive line. Because in a split press, you can tell a bunch of players to do the press, and you can tell the rest to hold their line. So here we go. This is like you getting the front 3 or 4 players. You're telling them to tight mark, hard tackle, and close down on maximum. And this, when this guy turns his back, of course, this is a trigger. Now, when a player turns his back like this, it's always going to be a trigger. Players are going to start closing him down. Like, you know, he's being closed down. This guy goes in. And, of course, they cover the angle. So this is a press. And while they are pressing, the rest of the guys are holding. So it's a split press defense that you can do on Football Manager. So now we've got the concept. Now we have to apply it to the game. All right? So this is what we do next. We go to a game, and we're going to use Aston Villa. Okay? All right. First up, we're going to check out the comments. When a fullback passes the ball to a winger, this meant that the wingers had their back turned, which allowed for the opposition to never. Yep. Whenever a fullback passes the ball to a winger, the wingers would turn their back, and it'd be easy for them to press, which is why you want to be playing on narrow widths on Football Manager. Why narrower widths? Is because you are going to pass the ball inside and then out again. So your winger back is not turned to the defender. And it's the reason why I don't like the inverted winger. Because the inverted winger, as part of his animation, as part of his movement, he actually turns his back when he has the ball. And when he does that, it's a trigger for the press. I've wanted to raise this as a design, but this is a design thing that SI have with the inverted winger. So I don't even know whether he's going to be a role in Football Manager 26, but we'll wait to see. So yes, when you want to be on fairly narrow, it's going to be really good because you're going to be focusing the passing inside, and then you choose your roles accordingly. Yes, looks like a 4-2-3-1 standard line fullback attack. Yes, you can actually play them as fullbacks on attack and support. So what we're going to do now, I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to be everything. So we're going to go to attack. We're just going to we're just going to create one new tag. We're using Aston Villa for fun. Okay, so we're going to come in here. We're going to pick a defending system, 4-2-3-1, where we got DM, AM, white. Okay, we just use this because that was the system that they were using, right? 4-2-3-1. But first up, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to do it in such a way that I can do the press, right? So we come in here to these guys. We're going to do this, mark title, tackle harder, so we get our split press. Okay, so we get our split press now with these guys. And this guy, we're going to actually, whenever I play with a system like this where I want to create that overload, right? There's several ways we can do this. One, I love using the APS because then I don't have to depend on the striker and leave the striker. Because the idea here is what? You want to create a 5-channel attack, but you also want to pin one of the defenders. You're going to pin the 2 defenders down. So you can do that in 2 ways. One is I use a poacher. Then my attacks are going to be nicer because then I've got so many players in attack, I'm not using a role that is a focal point of attacks because if I use an advanced role, what's going to happen is there might be too many early attacks into the space. So instead, I'm using a poacher, which will link up better with the attacking group. So we're going to use we're going to have this guy. I'm going to ask him to move and roam. So now this AP is going to go left and right. Okay, we've done this with actually I'm going to just leave him. I'm not going to ask him to. He's just going to we will get in the mark tight. I don't know what the play is like here. So I'd rather not do that. Yeah. Okay, so we've created the PIs for this group, right? Okay. Now, looking at the other formation earlier, they look like they had 2 DMs. One was lower, right? So if I look at this, right? So we got 4, then I got 1 here. See, this guy is the other central midfielder, right? So this is a winger. This is probably one of the wingers. Okay, or he could be a winger. I can't really tell. But this could be the two midfielders here. Okay. So there are other images that we can turn to. There we go. Probably one here. See, he's quite deep. He's got no. He could be a holding midfielder, and this could be a more aggressive midfielder who goes up and joins them in the attack. So, right. So we can do this. Well, we want this guy to be the Pedri. Okay, there are two ways I can do this. Okay, if I were to use this guy, and if I got this guy to be a volante, what's going to happen is he's just going to be playing on the left. Okay. Now, if I get this guy to be a volante and this guy to be a DM on support, he might go up. Now, what I have is this guy higher and this guy slightly deeper. Okay. At some point, he might come inside. Okay. Now, we're going to play it inside forward on this side on attack. Now, how do we do this? I played a volante here. I don't know who's who. Okay, we'll just go with one volante and one defensive midfielder. We get a roaming guy. We get one inside forward. We'll do fullbacks here. We can play it safe, right? You can play a fullback on attack. Okay, fullback on attack. Okay. And now what we have is this guy coming up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. With this guy. If I want to guarantee 5, it will be volantes. 2 volantes on support. Now I'm guaranteed 5 with a Pedri in the middle. Okay. So let's do that. And then we get these 2 fullbacks will come up. This is extremely aggressive. Okay. This is extremely aggressive. All right. So we got these 2 guys. And what we want these 2 guys to do is we want to control the center. So we get these 2 guys to move, play narrow a bit. I don't want them to go too wide. I don't need overlaps at all. Okay, so this role will give us width. So we do a focus play, underlap, no player or defense. We're going to drop it down to narrow or fairly narrow. Then we're going to keep the tempo to normal because this is just the first game you're playing. Okay, so now we're going to change this role to a poacher because I want that movement, right? So remember what I want to do. Okay, notice this, how our backline is here. This guy is a support duty and we can tell this guy's on attack. So we'll leave him as support. We'll put this guy's on attack. Okay, done. All right. Okay. You look at this guy. This guy's on support. This guy is deeper than this guy. Okay. I'm just going to play one volante. I'm going to tell him to take more risks. So he might be slightly higher. If I want this guy to be lower, then just play him as a DM on support. Okay. So that's also possible. But double volantes can be quite fun. Okay. So we'll go with double volantes. Okay. Let's go over the extreme one first, right? Double volantes. Okay, so we got this. Now, what about these 2 guys? Now, we want to keep the ball. Okay, if I was a good team, okay, there's 2 ways of approaching this, right? Okay, we're going to create one tactic right now. I'm going to create another one here. Okay, but I'm going to have another attacking pattern. Okay, we're going to use a 4-2-4 okay, to create the same thing. All right, not really the same thing, but close to it. Advance forward, poacher. Now I'm a weaker team now. I'm not some super team now, okay? So we're going to have this guy go volante, okay? But this is going to be a very different setup, okay? So this guy is going to push up, okay? He's going to be a volante taking more risks and getting further forward. Or rather, we just leave him taking more risks. Now, we are also going to have 3 guys sitting back. This guy is advanced forward. This guy is poacher. All right. So this guy, he will be a central defender. No, he'll be a no-nonsense center back. And this guy is just going to be a ball player. This guy is going to be a libero on defense. What have I got? Now I got 3-man defense. Libero coming up and CD. Volante going up. This guy is going to be taking fewer risks. I would put him as a DM on defend duty, or better still, DLP on defend. Okay, this is interesting because Libero is going to come up and form a partnership. So what I got now, I got 3-2 build out. Volante is going up, forming the first. But I mean, we could. I tell you what we'll do. Make it more interesting. Target forward and support. Advance forward because we are underdogs, right? Okay. This is the underdog setup. Winger attack. Okay. This is a pure underdog setup. Okay, so we're gonna no. Okay, no focus play, no nothing. Okay, fairly narrow again. He'll go in to pass the ball because if we got these two guys here, and then the width is gonna be just midway. Tempo is gonna be very high. You're gonna dribble less. If I start with underdog, I'll just have very few PIs. In transition, it's gonna be counter. Low defensive line, high, maxed out, prevent shot, goalkeeper to history. Then we come inside here and do this. Oh, no. Come back here again. You gotta do this back here again. Okay. Then we come in here and then we do the whole, okay, all of you go and do your nonsense. Split press again. We do a split press. So all these guys are doing is they're running off and trying to score goals. There's no defenders, no. These are the only defenders here. So it's a hoof the ball. Okay, this is hoof ball. All right, all the way hoof ball. Higher tempo. We can play direct if we want to, but we just leave it like this. And then I only go pass into space when I recognize there's a lot of space. Okay. All right. So counter. There's no. You can actually regroup. You can regroup, but I don't really see the point because we already set the split press up. If you have a split press, then you don't. If you want to do regroup, then take off those PIs. Okay, don't leave those PIs in. Now the Ys are going to be the same for both tactics. They're the same for both tactics because the four of your players, the group that's doing the split press, is doing all the pressure. Okay, and whenever you find back five systems using wingbacks, you shunt them wide. So this is standard for both systems for a 5-channel attack. Okay, so this is a skip. This is like a defensive. This is like a team that is this one I'm using with. I'm kind of using a similar system with Frene Kravros, right? My underdog side. Yeah, so we can do this, and then your transition is distribute quickly, distribute to flanks. Your goalkeeper is just kicking it and going to the flanks immediately. All right, so this is like a defensive version of the tactic, and this is the offense. This is the more elaborate, let's go and have some fun attack. Okay, so now we're going to set this up. Again, low defensive line. All right, we're going to do both because remember what Barcelona was doing. So we're going to go to Barcelona and do what Barcelona was doing. Okay, so we've done this for focus. All right, we're coming back here and I'm going ball playing defenders. Since I'm using a poacher, both will be ball playing defenders. When do I use an NC? If I have an advanced forward, there will be an NCD here. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I love the way they hurl the ball over top. Okay, we do the underlap and the focus play. Why? Why only one side? They're building up play on this side, right? This guy is coming in to score. Or there were sometimes inside forwards do build up and then they score this way. But leave it like this for now. Okay, right defense, kind of leave it there. And then we're going to work ball into box as well. Because I want to see how this team does. And we've got the first game coming up. Let's find out if this works. Okay. First game, team selection. I don't know. We're going to have a quick pick. Okay, who have we got? We got... Who keeps playing? We got Buendia here. Concentration, okay, I guess it's okay. Diaby, has he got a left foot? Okay, can he finish? Some days. McGinn on the left. Focus play with him there. Comes deep to get ball. Plays 1-2. We'll see how he plays on this side. I mean, although there's a temptation of mine to put... because he's going to roam left and right. So basically, we just got these two guys attacking the box. Jacob Ramsey. He's got low aggression. I'm a huge fan of aggression, right? I'm a huge player. I believe in... I completely believe in aggression. All right. Okay, we're going to use this guy instead. I want to try to see what Leon Bailey can bring us. Okay, at the back, we got two defenders, Torres and Conser. We got Matty Cash. Is he? Okay. Hopefully, we can play two guys, one on the who's got strong left foot here, and one guy's with strong right foot here. Yeah, so okay. 15 jumping range, this guy. 17 jumping range, agility balance leaves a lot to be desired, but okay. All right, let's go. Let's play the first game. Let's go. First game. Let's see how this tactic does. See whether we can get them to play like the Barcelona. Alright, let's go. Match we should be winning. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go. There we go. Okay, now we come in here. Only commentary. Wow, that's fun. I haven't sideline. Oh, that's my default for all games. Okay, so we got this. Let's go to 2D. Okay, so let's see how they look. Hey, what's this? What's going on here? I hardly ever use this. Okay, Kamara. Okay, we got the two at the back. We got Tyrone Mings. Remember what we have. So what do I need to see from this? This guy is two ball playing defenders. Nobody's shooting up, right? So they're just keeping the center. We got like two defenders here. We got these fullbacks coming inside. Yeah, so these two are supposed to come inside. We got, I think I had to lower the tempo. You see what has happened? My players didn't get into the 5 channels and they did not control the 5 channels, right? So we come in here, immediately drop the tempo. Oh, tempo is very quite low. Okay, so in transition, counter press, distribute to fullbacks. Okay, no player or defense yet. No, I gotta use 2 volantes first. Yeah. I'm creating a 5-channel attack, but there's a part of me that wants to use a libero and push it up even higher. Okay, let's speed things up a bit. I'm only interested in seeing the transition. I'm not interested in anything else. Normally we do this in preseason, but we just went straight to the first game of the season. Okay, Buendia. Hey, look, I need high aggression in my players. Okay, we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all right. Definitely need somebody in the center here. Because if I can get, you see, what they had is not this. Remember, they had an image here. You see this? And this? And this, and this, and this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So there is we can push one libero up. No? One defender is a libero. See, they are drop back. A libero always drop back, right? So they got this build out. Okay. Because there's one transition where they actually had another man going up, another player going up. This I don't like so much. We can get a 4, but it's not really doing what I want it to do. Yeah, but still, we're just gonna go slowly. Now we go 1. He goes out. Petty cash the ball. They check back. Okay, we get all the players in the area. We got the channels occupied, but the volante is not having. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Okay, gotta use 2 volantes. I do not really like the use of 2 volantes. I actually like, for better control, 2 DMs and 1 libero. That's the really sweet one. That gives me my diamond defense. This is not optimum. Because more and more teams around the world are electing to have a diamond defense. Barcelona concedes a lot of goals with their tactical system. Although they're going to win the La Liga, I think that the best 5-channel attack will come with a diamond defense. This is not a diamond defense because you cannot win the ball. You see the ball that's coming over the top, right? You can't win it because there's no defender here. So we're going to see first, and after that, we'll change it, and then I'll get my diamond defense back. As you can see, we're not really controlling the game very well, although we've got like one guy going up, right? Okay. Let's drop the match and let's go down to comprehensive. Okay. So again, we have the 5 channels occupied. 1, 2, 3, not so aggressive. The volante is a bit late to the party. So we need to be able to push that volante up higher. So to do that, what we will do is either we scored a goal. I mean, the idea behind a 5-channel attack is you got 5 players, not... Okay, the thing about 5-channel attack is this, right? You don't divide the pitch up, no. I mean, dividing the pitch into 5 channels is for illustration purposes only, because ultimately it's relative to the opponent's formation. Okay, so here we got we've got our players in the 5 channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So we've got all 5 channels occupied. So this is what you look at. You look at their defenders. But here the interesting thing is we are playing against a back 5. So we are using wingers. Ideally, against a back 5, right? What you want to do is you want to attack this space. So how do you attack this space? We now got inside forwards attacking that space. We'll get the fullbacks to come up. Okay, support. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go inside forward and support, inside forward and support. Then we do 2 fullbacks on attack. Then we get this volante to go up. We get this guy to be a libero on defense. We get this guy to be a DLP on defense. We get this guy to be... So what we have now is we have a volante charging up. We have an AP that will shift here. This guy will shift here. These guys will come inside. And now we remove these 2 PIs. And now we do underlap on both sides. Widest players holding up the ball looking for inside runs. We've got the inside runs coming from here. So we're going to keep putting pressure on those players. Yeah, 5 channel is like, it's not okay, this is the thing about when people talk about 5 channels, right? They seem to think the Pep Guardiola, because there's so many illustrations using Pep Guardiola. And Pep Guardiola literally there's a diagram going on. You're going to position. I'm going to find it for you guys. Okay, this has led to a lot of people go to... Okay, people go in there and they look at this and they go like, oh, so because it's 5 channels, okay. So wait, let me see the picture. So because it's 5 channels, I have to have a player in all the channels. 1, 2, 3. So people look at this and they go, oh yeah, that's how I should be playing. Because I got 1 channel here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, I must have a play in every single zone. Problem with that kind of thinking is that you are playing against space. You're not playing against the other team. Okay, I understand the ability of stretching teams, but the problem it becomes is you always playing against the other team because you're gonna use that space up, right? So what if they're playing a back 5, right? So your idea here is that you still get the 5, okay, but you need to consider how the other team is playing. So now I've looked at the other team and gone, hey, they're playing with inside forward. So they're playing with what? A 3-man defense, right? There are 2 ways I can do this. I can use wingers, keep them wide, and get the fullbacks to cut inside. Okay, that's 1. 2, I play the inside forwards attacking that space and the fullbacks coming around them, right? Or going in narrow. But that's just gonna compress the space a bit more. My head says winger and fullbacks coming in. But so far, let's see how this does first. Okay, so we've got this. Now you see the space here. Look at where he is now. All right, but we don't have anybody going past. Matty Cash is too deep. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave the tempo fairly narrow, ball into box. Okay, done. I don't need to do anything else. Okay, so we wait for that. There we go. Matty Cash now going forward. We got them pinned already. Ollie Watkins was free, but I think he's offside. So now those fullbacks are, now those central defenders, we got players running at the central defenders. Yeah. So fullback here. I pushed up, now when I pushed up, I pushed this guy up. And remember what we did with these 2? We asked them to go pass inside. Another attack. I want them to do more. That's not enough. McGinn with the bar. That was that penalty, no offside. Remind me to go in and change my set pieces. I got nobody defending as usual. Okay. Remember, we have a low defensive line. Okay, we have a low defensive line. So these fullbacks are not really supporting the final third, like attacking. I don't get them in here, right? So let's get them higher. So now we're getting the fullbacks up. So I'm going to just prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Now the fullbacks are going to be really involved in the attacking transitions. Okay, so I'm going to ask them to come narrow. Not this. Sit narrow, cut inside with the ball. Sit narrow, cut inside with the ball. Hey. I know. This guy's not doing this. Okay, all right. Then these guys will be going back as wingers. And this guy is not a winger. Okay. All right. So run a defense, will ball into balls, under left, right, under. Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing this. Okay. So fullback attack. Fullback attack. Why? Okay, I only play one defender. One. Okay. What we'll do is we got Libero coming up. So this guy is going to be a DM on support. This guy is going to be a DLP on support. Okay. This guy is going to go forward, take more risks. So he's going to end up in this position here. This guy is going to end up here. This guy is going to be wide. This guy is going to come out here. And this guy will shift to the right. And this guy is going to come up here. There's a lot of really jamming the center up. Yeah. All right, so okay, now we go. The idea behind this creating this 5 channel is I want to have a free player for the transitions. So far, we're tweaking, looking for a nice shape. And we're gonna keep going, because we've got a lot more games to do. Yeah. Because I'm gonna create several versions of each of these tactics. I have my own favorite, but I'm not gonna go there because you've already seen Joey go smash, right? So some of you, it's quite a scary tactic, but that's the whole idea behind these 5 channel attacks. You are going to find it difficult to keep a clean sheet. It's gonna be challenging to keep a clean sheet. I'm telling you right now. You want to occupy all 5 channels and overload their defense and all that. Yeah, it's gonna take quite an effort. And generally, these kind of systems, you want to have good players. Okay, especially if you got the channel, like somebody free. You want them to be able to take the ball on and tag the box or score goals. So what's the point of creating a free man if he can't do anything with the ball? So we got this one, he's coming up and boom, oops. We're defending quite well. Counter press focus, played on the left, high press. Okay, we got a high press and a standard defensive line right now. So the back line is supporting the attack, but they're not going crazy. Okay. Tielemans, what's wrong with you, man? Okay. I still like how structured we are. The boys are quite deep. Okay, Kamara out to Mings. There we go. Something like this. The build-out play is nice. Really Watkins can't hang on to the ball. Okay. Again, that's why I love the poacher. The poacher is very good at linking play up. Unlike the advanced forward, where you see how the poacher is playing, and you can these kind of 5 channel attacks, right? You want to use poachers. You don't want to touch the advanced forward with a 10-foot pole. You do not want to go to the advanced because the poacher is the best role for 5 channel attack. No other role can do what the poacher can do. Because the poacher is so simple, he will, he doesn't have options, he doesn't take players on. He just links up play, passes the ball to somebody, and then he gets into the attack final third. So this is what I want in a tactic. So you want to use poachers as much as possible. So we got a second goal. I like this a bit more. Okay, so we got like fullback attack, and libero, right? Now, this is quite crazy, right? So what we can do is go inside for attack. Here, we turn this guy into an inverted fullback on defense. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do something very different. We're going to have like a 3-man back line, libero. This guy is moving forward, right? Okay, so we get a 3-2 build out with a winger. So it's a lot more stable. We got a because the first 2 we're going for a goal. So we're only defending with one defender, which is what Barcelona do as well. So some of these top sides, what they do is they only have one player back. So they create a kind of like a diamond at a diamond shape when they're attacking. So they got like two wide fullbacks, one defender, one player sliding in front. So the guy in this, we consider the goal. The guy in the one standing in front of the lone defender, he is like a player that's going to try and win the second ball. We switched over, so this should be fine. So now we got our shape. Watch this, right? So we got our 3 and our 2 now. So we got these two guys sitting back, a libero. And now these kind of systems, you better have a back midfield. Got Callum Chambers, is it? Callum Chambers will come in for this DM. Douglas Luiz for Tielemans. I think we're never using Tielemans again. That's it for Tielemans, man. Nicolas Zaniolo can come up. Never using Tielemans again. I love the way you explain things, Dalji. I recognize comprehension issues within my tactics. And I said, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, I'm so glad. That's the reason why I stream and I do content. And my approach. My approach is I want to share what I see so that when you see something, you have questions you can ask. I rather do that. This is one of the reasons why I like these kind of shows where I go like, we're going to create a tactical system, right, based on certain images I see from actual games, and then go and make it. And then how do we see? See, look at this. This is what I was after. The tree, right? Now this is like a 3-2 build out. Okay, remember 3-2 build out, you got 3 guys now, and then we got the 2 in midfield. So these guys are gonna protect our center. And then we got, now instead of a 5 channel, we like sacrifice, we got a goal. And we can now go and defend. Using the same tactic, right? I can dial it up, I can bring it down. So now we have this one player here. Okay, this formation that the AI is using, you want to look at the formation you're playing against and go, okay, I'm going to give this formation hell. All right, by using OIs on these two, they can't pass inside. Volante is going up, roaming. So what the AI has done is using, it needs to pass the ball to these two players. So what do you do? Because look at this, wingback going up, roaming playmaker, Volante, complete wingback. They have to pass the ball to these two. If they can't pass the ball to these two, game, set, match for you. So now Zanilo has got a lot of work to do, right? We're going to time out the two when they get the ball. So we're going to make it really hard for them to use that. So you see, you can get a 5-channel attack. It's really, this player can link up the attack patterns for you. So we got Douglas Luiz on the ball, Tyrone Mings, McGinn playing it out to so far so good. It's just one version of the tactic. Okay. If you want to create this kind of a tactic where you got 5-channel attack and you're going to be playing a poacher, get a player cut in the mold of Harry Kane, Lewandowski. Why? You want players who are not necessarily super fast, but you want a player that's strong, can pass the ball. Basically you want strength. A player that can pass the ball, not necessarily like, you just want somebody who can pass the ball, not lose the ball under pressure. Yeah. Kimpe, how are you, brother? Yeah, we're continuing with your yesterday at the Barcelona, right? So we're defending quite okay. Unfortunately, it's just the early part of the game. So now we run a defense, work ball into box. I'm going to uncheck this. What I'm going to do now is I want to see out the game. Counter press. Work ball into box is fine. High press is fine. We're going to go lower defensive line. We're not going to commit. Oh yeah, we're going to do that now. So the players are further away, right? My defenders are further away from the attack. So I want prevent shot goalkeeper distribution, and I also want maximum trigger press so that the guys in front, they will jump on any mistake that the opposition make. So the back line is quite deep. We saw the game out. Wasn't a vintage performance, but we did okay. Okay, so that's the first version of the tactic, right? Okay. Now we're gonna do is hi Intane, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Now we're going to go and make another version. Okay, we are gonna occupy all the channels and we're gonna attack. But this time, we're gonna do it like this. Okay, do we have a target forward in this team? Is Ali Watkins a target forward on 13 jumping reach? Can he pass the ball? It appeared like he was quite okay, not that good. Move into channel. Guess what? We're not puzzle to beat outside track. What a waste. Diaby. It's terrible options, man. Okay, we're gonna try in this version. If you want to create like a 4-2-4 version of this tactic, you absolutely need fast players, fast wingers. Okay, we're gonna create one, but this time we're gonna have to use like, we're not gonna use this. We're gonna use wingers on support because we're underdoggy. We're gonna use 2 target forwards on attack. Okay, these 2 will work together. We'll put him as a poacher so he doesn't run away, so we don't get these super fast transitions. We get a Volante going for a DLP. Yeah, this will be fine. Okay, so this is just okay, dribble less. Okay, low defensive line prevent. Okay, let's see whether we have players who can run away. 5. Very strong foot. Right, he'll come inside looking for passes. Jacob Ramsey. No aggression. Quite fast. Can take players on. Morgan Rogers. No, nice player, but that isn't the same Morgan Rogers. Okay. We'll play McGinn here, and then I'll play Douglas Luiz here. Okay. All right. Because McGinn has got comes deep to get the ball. Okay, we got him, and then we got Konza, Jacobs. Okay, done. Tyrone Mings, Yuli Tielemans. No thanks. Not gonna use you again. Okay. Yeah, Yuli Tielemans was a complete waste of space. Oatkins is a monster PM and you should. Yeah, but I'm creating one thing about me, I don't play roles so much. Yeah. I don't play roles. I don't play to roles. Yeah, I play to how I want the tactic to play. So my approach is very different. I know some people will just, what's the best role for this player? Is going to perform really well in a tactic. I'm not. I don't go in that direction. I go in the direction where I want to create the kind of passing movement and passing patterns. And to do that, there are certain roles that I use. So I'll look for the role that does that movement for me. Because if I use a pressing forward, then he's going to run around too much. I mean, we could. In fact, this one, if he's got the attributes for it, his aggression is only 10. We use a press. Okay, I'll use a pressing forward attack like you suggested. Okay. Probably a pressing forward is he runs into the channels. And he's not a foil. What do you think about Jeremy Frimpong joining Liverpool? I think it's a good signing. I like Jeremy Frimpong. Zanilo with the ball. Now we go quick from back to front. 4-2. See, now we got the 4 in there. So now I'm not going for a 5-channel attack. Right? It's just a 4. This is like a poor man's 5-channel attack. We only get the 5th channel when we're in their half. Okay, there we go. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, occupied already. See, we've occupied the whole zone. So we got a 3 at the back and we got a free player here. So idea here is that we create the space and then Lenglet will go wide. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is like the poor man's version of the 5-channel attack using a 4-2-4, which is something that I do with my weaker teams. Because I can't afford the extra player because we're not that good. Right? So I will always, whenever I want to create something that is close to a 5-channel attack with not... considering the fact that I don't have the best players, then I'll probably use a formation like this, 4-2-4, from my point of view, okay, it works with a 4-2-4 will work with the majority of teams in the game. Right? Majority of teams in the game, 4-2-4 will be brilliant for them. Because the idea here is you want to get something like a diamond defense. In this case, we don't use a diamond. We're using a 3-2 because I'm scared. Yeah. So once you have the ball, your rest defense is a 3-2. But when you don't have the ball, it drops back into this shape like a 4-4-2. So you can see where, say ball side, he's come here. Right. The ball hasn't come to this side, so he's not. The ball is on the left here, right? So he's coming here. See? Now the ball goes this way, the winger comes here. So this is the closest you can get to, and then the winger goes back to support play. And yeah, thank God for that, man. We must consider a goal. But my defensive line is low, no, in this game. Yeah, we got low defensive line. I'm gonna go maximum. So we got, if I want to, like, if I am a weak team, right? Like just now when I was talking about, I want to play as a underdog, then this role will never be a pressing forward. It'll be a target forward. Then I have quicker transitions because I don't waste time. If I use a pressing forward, then I don't get that. So that's something to bear in mind. If you have your team is reasonably okay, then you go with a pressing forward. I don't like doing PIs. I'm not into PIs. Yeah. Because when I want a role to play a certain way, right? Especially if I don't want him to get in between players, they use a target forward. Poachers. That's why I'm a big fan of just keeping things simple in Football Manager. In Football Manager, the less PIs I use, the more predictable the match engine is. The more PIs you use, then the more dependent you are on random. There's a lot of variables because PIs only, they don't. The thing about Football Manager is this, right? PIs only are a tendency to. They do not change the role into something that's going to play. It's not going to play that way for 90 minutes. It's just, when he wants to, he'll do it. So even those pressing things I do doesn't happen all the time. With a slow team with defenders, with a slow team with defenders with a good jumping reach, would a 4-4-2 DM high press standard defense? Yeah, it works. Yeah. I would use with a slow defenders, right? My defenders have a good jumping reach. I would definitely use a standard defensive line with defenders because all low defensive, I keep my defenders back all the time. Then all I do is like pass into space. No, I'm not doing pass into space right now, right? So you see what has happened? You get this 3-2 rest defense. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this guy will come in late to join the party. So he's a volante. He'll come in late. If I want him to come in early, I'll just play him as a volante on attack. But because I'm not too sure how good my team is, I do this instead. So you can also like start doing things like, okay, we go pass into space. So far, we created two variations. One is a more defensive version and one is a bit of an attacking version. One is a 4-2-3-1 and this one 4-4-2. But this one has got a low defensive line. I used to be like the kind of player that hardly ever played low defensive lines, but I realized that it doesn't cover a lot of tactics. You end up playing a very predictable gegenpressing system all the time. But when you play with you can play with low defensive lines, then you have like a split like focus in your team. Like one group attacks, one group's defense. That's it. Then if you find that your team is good and you can get to the byline like regularly, then we do this. Go ball into box and low cross. Okay, so that means that these guys, because this will give time to the volante to get into the area. Sweeper keeper attack, yeah, that can work lah. Yeah, for if you wanna kick the ball out. I'm just playing a goalkeeper for now. Ten Hag's thinking, no, Ten Hag is different because I tell you this everything stay at the back. It requires a very Ten Hag's tactic cannot work for Manchester United. Because Manchester United did not have good defenders. When do you tend to use dribble less? Wow. When do I use dribble? What? No, there's no dribble less. But or just dribble less. Actually, you can do it in this kind of a setup where you want the ball to be passed. You don't want the players to run with the ball. You want them to pass the ball. And I only do it. I only do it when my players can pass the ball. You don't do it when your players cannot pass the ball. Because it will happen like this. They won't dribble so much, but they better be able to pass the ball. Yeah, if they can't pass the ball, you're just playing a game where I am giving the ball back to the opposition. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, just to show you what I meant. So right now, I think when I play inside forwards, like this tactic here just now, this tactic, run a defense. Why? Got this guy running. Inside forward is attacking, and I do a focus play. I want them to attack that box. So now we switch over to this for fun. Okay, so I'm going from one tactical system to the next. What did I do just now? Volante, right? And I went libero, right? Okay, so I went libero on defense. So this guy will become volante on attack. DM on support. DLP on support. Okay. All right. Libero on defense, DLP on support. Or rather, we'll do a DLP on defense. Okay, so we got back to. We get an inverted wingback on defense. We put an inverted fullback on defense. Libero will be on support lah. Don't be so cowardly lah. Get up. Okay, Volante will shoot up into the box. AP will drift wide. Winger, right defense, balance, low cross. Right defense, slightly higher tempo. In transition, we counter. All right. Low defensive line. Yeah, we would want the back line to involve yet. Let's see what they can do. Okay, different, right? We just switch tactics right now, just for the fun of it. Okay. So I've got like a 4-2-3-1 channel attack. Yeah, so we're just putting pressure. The thing is, if you can create this kind, it's quite fun, no? If you can like look at the situation and go, I want to do something different. Like they got back five right now. Should I tell the goalkeeper to this? Whenever I play against a back five, I don't like to play this pump the ball into like a 4-2-4 like just now. Because that would just mean that, you know what I'm doing, I'm just, some of the time I'm just giving the ball back to the AI. So I'd rather attack them. So it's something that one can consider. Now DLP, okay, so we go into the second half, dressing room. Oh, I don't like what I saw from this team. Come to Douglas Luiz. I'm not playing you. Zanilo, can you go in midfield? Oh, useless, you can't go there. Douglas Luiz, you can come here. Right? So then we got Yuri Tielemans. Something I don't like about. I don't know, something about him. Maybe it's his face. What would be? Oh, Dominic Kubicek, how are you, man? It's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in so long, and to be honest, I don't know why I didn't come across your videos recently. I love your content. You basically taught me FM a few years ago. Wow, that's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. Thank you for your kind words, man. So, Lucas, you sweeper keeper. I achieved it with complete winger on the left. A complete wingback on the left, fullback and cut inside. Yep. So Landes will get further forward. Great. Yeah, that works. Yeah. What you've done was you've done it with your fullbacks attacking the space. You can do a 5-channel attacks in a lot of ways. As long as you know what you want. You just go out there and you can use a lot of roles. Idea is there's not just one way of doing it. Yeah. You can do it with so many formations. I mean, you can do it. Basically, the formations, the best ones are 4-2-3-1, 4-1-4-1. 4-1-4-1 is hands down the best. Okay, it is the best. Yeah, no other formation comes close to the 4-1-4-1. The 4 with the AMs. Okay, that is the best, hands down. 5-channel attack system. Okay, the second best will be the 4-2-3-1. And then the third one is a 4-4-2. Although the 4-4-2 is more like a you can get a 5-channel attack, but you will not be able to pressure you cannot pressure the DM so well. Yeah. Whereas in the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-1-4-1, you're always pressuring them all the time. So those are the ones that you get the best bang for buck. Should I tell a goalkeeper to distribute wide if I'm using wide target forwards in a 4-2-4? White target and photo. You don't have to tell the goalkeeper to target the target man. If your goalkeeper has got vision and kicking, he will do it himself. You don't have to go out there and go like, one of the things I don't do in the game is distribute to target man. Yeah, don't. Yeah. What you can do instead is have an NCD in the team when you have a target man. 4-4-2 5-channel attack is actually quite fun. But you are playing with, guaranteed playing with libero and 2 fullbacks. Yeah. What was that? The Joey England tactic was a 5-channel attack with a 4-4-2. So here we got a 3-2 and then 1-2-3-4-5, right? So in this kind of a setup, right, you basically, if I play pass into space, then what I can do with him is actually send him move into channels. You can use a role like a pressing forward attack or advance forward. Advance forward, once again, right, is too direct, right? But as a pressing forward attack, will move into the channels. So you can attack with if I'm playing pass into space, then it's not a bad thing to do. Oh no, they're coming in. Oh no, Cunha almost got there. I never liked, really. I hate inverted wingbacks. Yeah, with a vengeance. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like inverted wingbacks. It's not that I think they have a place that some tactics can play really well with inverted wingback, but I just don't no more. Stop using them a long time ago. The 4-1-4-1, I've done it already. The 4-1-4 is Joey Go Smash. That you've seen that for how many streams already? Right, Drew. That's Joey Go Smash. Yeah. All the shows where I use the 4-1-4-1, that is the best 5-channel attack in the game in Football Manager right now. Hands down the best. No other system can take it on. I mean AI system, but against humans you can't use it. Because a human player will know exactly what to do to that tactic. Okay, now I got 3 and 2, right? Okay. So I'm looking at this situation going, I want to score more goals. I want to score goals, but I only got 3 and 2 in the midfield. So what do I do? So now I go, okay. So now I'm going to go one-man defense. But I'm going to do it a difference. Yeah, one-man defense. This guy's the last defender. These guys will both come in. Libero's going to push up. Libero now be on defense. And we're going to go on attacking. And I want the defenders to get involved in the attack. I might concede a goal, 4-1-4-1 with RPM and 4 AMs. You will use 2 wingers and 2 shadow strikers. And attacker is a poacher. The 2 fullbacks will be playing as false fullbacks, playmaking fullbacks. That is hands down the best 5-channel attack. No other system can take it on. But that because it's the most aggressive 5-channel attack, you need a lot of aggression in your final third. You need players who have aggression, and you need a roaming playmaker that's Rodri level. You need a really good player to play that position. Otherwise, you are going to concede goals like there's no tomorrow. Because you're bound to concede goals in that kind of a system. It's not like it's the problem with these 5-channel attack systems is what's the word for it? You are going to concede goals. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna score more, you're gonna create a lot of goal scoring opportunities, but you're also gonna concede a few. Four-man defensive. What do I mean 4-man defensive? 4 defensive duties. If you got 4 defensive duties, then you have to if there are 4 defensive duties, then you will need to move them around. So I would recommend something like this. Not this one. Not this one. This is what Bielsa's 3133. This is the Bielsa 3133. Also another 5-channel attack. Inverted wingback coming here, inverted wingback coming here, roaming playmaker coming, AM going this way, complete forward. This is a 5-channel attack as well. 5-channel attack, but done in Bielsa's fashion. I think what we'll do here is we do this like libero support, ball playing defender. Okay, libero, ball playing defender. Okay, so we play you as a libero. Man, I'm crazy here today. Okay, roaming playmaker AM, DRB, play forward. England, we're going to say cash good this way. This is crazy. This is another 5-channel attack. Okay. Pass into space, ball into both side, tempo. Okay. All right, let's go. This is another one. Libero. This is a crazy system, no? Yeah. This is very, very crazy. This is very attacking. Yeah. So we're gonna have the same patterns. We're gonna have the same 5 players in the attacking third. Can we use wingbacks but PI to cut inside? Yeah, they will just be prepared for them to run a defenders. That's it. 4 at the back. Does this only work well against 4 at the back systems? No, it can work well against back 5s. You have to play differently. You have to take them. You have to play with wing. You have to attack the central defender, the pocket between the wing back and the central defender. And then you can do that with inside forwards, with wing backs. You want that pocket to be attacked. So we did that. We switched to this system. This system will attack the pocket. See, got inverted wing backs, inverted wing. These wingers will pull these guys wide. That we play here. You pull this guy here, pull this guy here, and we got these 2 attacking the center. So when they've got a roaming playmaker moving from the center. So the roaming playmaker shifts up. The 2 liberos also shift up. When one defender is staying at the back. See that, huh? Only one defender will stay back. No? Then this guy will go up, this guy will go up. It's like another 5-channel attack. But this time, we only have one guy staying back. This guy. So this guy will go up, this guy will go up. You can, yeah, this is another one of those weird 5-channel. This is very, 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 very weird 5-channel attack. What is that why we said? Yeah, I switched formation because I wanted to attack the 3-man defense. So we got that one, and I attacked it. This is in the Dropbox folder, right? This one is also in the Dropbox folder. Put a lot. This one is in the Bielsa 3313 is in the Dropbox folder. It's been there for a long time. So one of the very first tactics I made in FM24. But the one I use is very safe. This one has got 2 liberos. I know, I won't say I don't, I hate inverted wingbacks because you gotta have plan A, plan B for them. As in they're gonna run. But this is a inverted wingback system. This has got 2 inverted wingbacks here, 2 liberos beside the inverted wingback. Right. So these are the inverted wingbacks, these 2. Right? This is a roaming playmaker. So I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fellas who are creative. So we just created another inverted wingback system. So you can there are variations of 5-channel attacks. The idea is to get players. What is the word for it? You want to. Whenever I make a 5-channel attack, I'm thinking about the opposition I'm playing against. Okay, if I'm playing against a back 5. Then I need to split the defenders. I either charge at them, but then somebody has to usually go around them. Okay, somebody has to pull that wing back and their central defender. There are 2 ways I can do that, right? One is I use the inside forward, attacking that pocket. But then that means I need the wing back to go wide. Because if he's also coming through the center, then it's kind of difficult. Then I'm just jamming the center. The other option is using wingers. Now, if I use wingers, it becomes a bit more easier, but then I need players again attacking the center. So I need to attack the space where those I need to attack that space. Let me see if I can find their formation. So looking at the Wolves formation, you can see this white center back. So I need to attack this space. If I attack this space, okay. The good thing is if I attack this space, if my attack isn't that good, right? Then I only pull the wing back. I don't pull the white center back. So sometimes I play systems where I use inside forward. He attacks this space. That means the inside forward is closer to this. The wing back also gets pulled. Then you got somebody going around. That can work, but it's quite complicated. And then they got these 2 DMs here. So it becomes like, okay, so what we've done is Our formation is slightly different. Right now, our formation that we went to is this. So we got inverted wingback going this way, inverted wingback going this way. So our wingers are coming here to put pressure on these two zones. Then our inverted wingbacks are coming into these positions here, right? These positions here to isolate this group of four. So I put two players into the center. Then what I have then is these two guys going to work on this central defender. So this combination can actually split the defense. So there are multiple ways of getting it done. Okay, so I mean, this was quite a bad performance. Okay, now we're gonna try and make one more. So we got a few. We got this one system from the past. Then we got this 4-2-3-1. But this 4-2-3-1, let's tweak it. Since such a popular, since a lot of people like the 4-2-3-1. Okay, let's try and do it in a different way. This might be a bridge too far. Oh, I'm playing Liverpool. No. We play simple. Okay. This is gonna be fun against Liverpool. How do I defeat Liverpool? I'm trying to think of a way to defeat Liverpool. Inverted wingbacks never defend well. That's why one of the reasons why I hardly use the role. But if you play that role, then you have to accept the risk it takes. Okay, let's try this system against Liverpool, okay? How are we gonna get hammered? Okay, so we're gonna play libero and defend. Ball playing defender on cover. Roaming playmaker here. Two wingers are attacked, two inverted wingbacks. See if we can work. I'm probably gonna get hammered. Okay, now we play Liverpool. We're using that system that is basically the Bielsa system. Okay, all right. So Bielsa system, I think I have these guys on the split press. Except for the AM. No, this guy should also be doing it. Complete forward. No, this guy is free. This guy shoot less often, roam and move into channels. This guy nothing. Got roaming playmaker moving up. Okay, we got libero and defend, dribble more, shoot less often, stay wider. No, cannot. Remove this. Remove this. That was for a ball playing defender because I needed him to play like a libero. Since I've got a libero in, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so let's go. Mings Consa. Esri Consa can. Tyrone Mings also can. Torres. All right, let's go. Where is McGinn? What happened to McGinn? Why is he missing? Yeah. Same in my team is McGinn. Oh, he's injured. I could play McGinn as a libero. But dangerous. I'd rather have McGinn as a roaming playmaker. Yeah. I'd rather use McGinn. I got depth this position with him quite good. Yeah. What's the best way to improve team cohesion? Team bonding. That's it. And win more matches. Yeah. If you keep winning and you have the easiest way is just add team cohesion every week to your training. Okay. You go to your training or whatever calendar, whatever your schedule is, you go in there, just go in there, smack one like this, and you go in there. Team bonding. That's it. Do it every week. Then once you start winning a lot of games in a row, then your team cohesion goes up faster. But you want to use team bonding, like some have suggested. Team bonding is excellent for that. Especially if you start with let's say if you start with a, what's the word for it? If you start with a lot of players who don't come from the same team. Okay, so now we're going to use this. I mean, a lot of new players rather. So we got a standard defensive line. We're going to do a prevent shot distribution. We got trigger press. Hopefully these guys do all the work, and then hopefully these guys don't get caught out. We're using a roaming playmaker AM. This is a really interesting defensive setup. Oh, let's hope we can get a result. Why is Liverpool playing a 4-3-3? I don't know. Who's the manager? This is definitely not Arne Slot. What? When is FM26 trailer? No, not so soon. They haven't, financial results also haven't come in yet for Sega, so I doubt it. And I don't think SI are going to release it that early. No, February at the earliest next year, because they will wait for the Chinese transfer window to close again. So once the Chinese transfer window closes, that's when we're gonna get a first glimpse of Football Manager. Wait, that's a winter update, right? Sorry. November latest, I think this year. November, then we might see something. No, I don't think it's coming out in February. November. My bad. I was thinking about the winter transfer. Wow, we consider a goal from a set piece. Not long time not seeing the retro FM skin. Yeah, using the Tato skin. I don't expect our team to beat Liverpool, but I'm expecting something from this team. We haven't got to our Hungary team yet. Yeah, okay. Diaby all on his own. The team is on balanced mentality. I don't expect him to be in the area. If they go November 26, November 27, around there lah. Usually the bloody game always comes out just before my wife's birthday. So can you imagine the drama it causes in my life? The number of times I miss my wife's birthday because of Football Manager. I forget my wife's birthday. Football Manager is out. Yeah, there's not. Football Manager has never ever been healthy for any of my relationships with women. Never been good. Always bad for me and my women. I've never had a relationship with any woman where she gets happy with me playing Football Manager. Not one. They all be, when they're dating you, they're all happy, because you are they know that you don't go out and drink and frolic with other women all the time. Okay, cool. I love the fact that you're a gamer. Okay. Once you start, the ring is on the finger, they live in the same house. That's when things get a bit like, even if you tell them, no, darling, I've retired. Oh no, Luis Diaz scores. There, I told you right, we should have had one player back defending. Set pieces attack. I don't have any, Everybody is attacking. Stay back. I should really get players back. Nothing much. What happened? No, Nuno and the Forest boss, I think. Marinakis, probably I mean, first up, he's quite a character. There's a lot of stories about Marinakis, right? Yeah. But I guess that game, right, there was a bit of drama between because of just leading up to that, he coming onto the pitch. I think I can't remember. I cannot pronounce his name. The players get an injury, right? Yeah, I think he got injured, and then he was good to. Apparently, they should have subbed him, but they figured he could carry on, and then ultimately he couldn't carry on. So I think Marinakis, from what I understand, you see, we are getting the goal scoring positions, we just not finding the back of the net. So apparently he was pretty pissed. We got into good, decent goal scoring positions, but we couldn't find the back of the net. For what? Nottingham Forest Leicester is as good as a derby, right? Quite a. I think Nottingham Forest and Leicester, and they, I found Forest and. Close to it, Yeah. Yeah, it's a derby or two is East Midland rivalry. Correct. And they are trying to hold on to a Champions League play. But let's be realistic. I mean, why is the owner so upset? I don't get it. No. I mean, like, okay, it's a lot of money, I know. Okay. All right, we got a problem. We got a problem. We shouldn't be playing our defense. We should be. Pass into space, okay. Right defense, be more expressive. Okay. Standard defensive line can. All right. I'm gonna get the boys to play high up the pitch. Positive. No counter press. We're gonna regroup instead and counter. Nottingham Forest are just 1 point away from Europe. I mean, considering where they came from, I mean, how long have they not been in Europe, right? Quite a long time. So yeah, they should play well. They should be on the pitch celebrating with the team for playing so well. That's what you should be doing, man. Foxes and Forest is a derby. It's a East Midlands. I was pretty sure it's a derby. Yeah, I just don't know the derby itself. We managed to get one back. I know that we can score because we're getting into the final third. We don't have a very good team, and their finishing hasn't been exceptional. This team's finishing. Diaby got into 2 goal scoring positions just now, but you can create this. Can you use this? I think the boss. I think that. I don't think it was because of that. No, I think the reason why he came on was because they couldn't substitute one player towards the end. No, that's it. Is it possible to use a 5-channel attack using Inzaghi's Inter? The Barca Inter match often saw Inter relatively attack and defend with a 5. Yeah, you can. You cannot use a 5-man defense. You can't. I mean, if you do, like, you have to do it like this. Yeah. Which is, you're gonna have to play. You're gonna get your defenders to go up. But they will defend as a 5, like how I'm defending as a 5. So you can do a 5-channel attack, but you're gonna be setting up like that. So basically your liberos, and then maybe your inverted wingbacks will come in here, but attacking the liberos. But if you want to do like Inter Milan, then it'll be different. So how do we do that? You still want to use these two. See, you can't create. The problem with the back 5-man attacking formations with wingbacks, right? The wingbacks they're not high up the pitch. So let's just change this for a moment and play something like that. So wingback attack. Then this changes immediately. Then we gotta bring you in. We bring you here and here. And so we got 4-2-2-1. But now I want to focus play through the middle. Wait, how did I do it? I remember the last time I did it with roles. Libero, now white center. Problem is white central defender. I want to create a diamond, so we go you go up. Like this. Okay, you DLP on defense. Okay, we get the. This guy is still gonna be a gap. Ball playing defender on cover. Libero. Defend. Libero on defense. These guys will come up. That cover. This guy will drop here. Moving if we don't support DLP, this guy will come here. The shadow striker. So, shadow striker. Let's just keep these three pinning the defenders. This right, Ryan. This guy's going up. I think better still box to box. Better wing back on attack. Right center back on defense. Nah, too complicated. Wing back. 3-4-3. Libero. Libero is because I want them to push up here. Yeah, these guys are gonna attack, and these guys will time out. I don't know if this is gonna work, but the inter system is different. No? Yeah, inter system. I don't do tracks are crazy. I need them to defend the channel. Yeah. I need them to do a lot of work, so I don't normally play with tracks. Okay, so we got advanced one. Okay, so we poacher pressing for attack. Okay, all right. Let's see if this libero DRP on defense holds the position. Box to box will shoot up. This guy will come here. Then this guy is going to be we get him to run inside. Okay, because what's going to happen is when this box to box comes up, right? Shadow striker is going to shift to the left, and then what we'll get him to do is cross more often. Okay, passing. So he will drop this guy will come in here. We do a focus play on the left. We do an underlap. Widest player will hold up the ball, looking for inside runs. So this guy will leave him like that. I wanted him to stay wider, but let's not do that. Okay, slightly different, right? Okay, so I think that should be enough. Let's not put too many things inside. Okay, right defense, wing back slightly shorter. We want to get attacking. Now the problem with this is these guys gotta go up. That's a problem now. Because we want the wing backs to put pressure up high up the pitch. The libero's gonna come back defending. I might concede a lot of goals. Back five's not very good on Football Manager. Who is? With how bad the so-called top teams have been this year, you can't play for. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I don't blame the owner for getting all upset. I think all the emotions were quite high in that game. Okay, Kwanzaa to Douglas Luiz to Matty Cash to Plaisir Diaby. We get the attack in the channel. All right, good. The guy is high up the pitch because we want him to play that position. Okay, now he has a run back. Okay, so far okay. So we got the wing backs sitting there. We got one wing back sitting narrow, the other one attacking. I think what we're gonna do with this wing back is getting to roam. It's gonna be even higher up the pitch now. So he's gonna roam, and he's gonna be aggressively trying to exploit that side where Trent Alexander, the left back. Okay, Xabi Alonso taking away Real Madrid. Look, Carlo Ancelotti, I think the most successful manager at Real Madrid, right? So sad that his career came to an end like that. There. But someone other, I think managers cannot stay at a club too long. Xabi Alonso is the new boss of Real Madrid. Most likely. Hey, inverted wing back, inverted full back. So we got one complete wing back attacking that position. Okay, Pau. Oh, they lost the ball. Okay, good. The problem with these back five systems is you gotta play high defensive line, plus you gotta play on attacking mentality. You want the wing backs to do something. Ancelotti is gonna go manage Brazil. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be Brazil's next hope. I wonder if he's gonna bring his patented 4-3-1-2 to Brazil. Play the diamond. Again, the pressing forward, they tried to get the ball through to the pressing forward. It didn't really work. The back five is doing quite good defensively against Liverpool. That guy ran off. That's the problem. He just ran off, man. Okay. He just ran off. Without you waiting for the rest, no. He just went, okay, guys, I'm out. I'm gone. The Shadow Striker just bolted away, man. He just went zoom. So we drop him as a Shadow Striker. We drop him. Don't want to play him as a Shadow Striker. He just exploded, man. He didn't wait. He just like, give it. I'm going. So cash now goes up. He's got options. Douglas Luiz, Konza shoots from outside here. I'm not playing badly, this attack. Because Libero, this I'm trying to do the Inter Milan. But Inter Milan, they are different. They don't play like this. But yeah, Tielemans will come into this position. See how he does. But this guy holding. So this guy is attacking. This guy is actually tackling harder. Okay, need to move into channels. Now I think that he has to literally go and attack. Advance forward. And then we'll play pass into space. It's a different kind of a 5-channel attack now. And so we got one. We're going to get the channels occupied. But he's now using a back tree. But when I use like a back tree, the problem with back trees is, yeah, those wing backs, they gotta travel. They gotta go really high up the pitch, man. Because they are the other two, right? The 5-channel, the part of the 5-channel attack. They are the two. So what's the point of you don't really get a 5-channel attack if you don't go up the pitch? Come on, hassle. Okay. Oh, it's true. That's the danger, the center. This guy, if he doesn't have a good game, you're in trouble. Yeah. This is a problem with the back 5. Yeah. Because I don't want to play with the DM back 5 because then it's too deep. So we need some. Remember, this is we are playing at Villa. They're not that bad. Yeah, we quick transition. He finds cash to Diaby. Diaby, cash goes inside. He's a complete wing back, so he will roam. Konza. Is how many attempts by Konza today? Konza, no. He has come out a few times just to take pot shots at goal. It's not. Okay, I want to try this system in the next game. Okay. 5-2-2-1. XX. We actually scored a goal. And then we get all kinds of funkiness on the screen. Apparently the goal was so good. Okay. We scored a goal, baby. But then now we're getting all kinds of things. So how do we get this thing sorted? Only commentary, I guess. Yeah, we'll watch it. We do an all commentary, then we get out to this and go key highlights. Yeah. Don't look at me, man. I have no idea what is causing this. Waka Kamara for somebody who's very tired now. Fireworks, they scored a goal and there were fireworks immediately. It probably is the XXX. We did okay. We did okay with this tactic, but this kind of back 5 systems, you don't have wing backs. You're gonna run into trouble because you need them to be running for. They gotta take the game. We did okay. We lost 3-2. I'm gonna try the same tactic the next game. All right, so we come in here, tactics. We're gonna use the same thing. I don't know what I called it. I think it was a 5-2-2-1 triple X. Okay, same attack, same tactic, huh? All right, so 5-channel attack, but this time with a back 5 in mind. But a lot of tactics can attack with 5 and defend with 5. You don't need to use a back 5. Yeah. You can attack with 5 and defend with 5 with a lot of tactics. Yeah. So you can even do it with a back 4, defend with 5. Yeah. The idea is you wanna, because it's like, your rest defense, right? How many of them are not attacking? So here's this literally has got like in a rest defense, like here, it's like, we go and attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay. Then the 5 defenders are 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest defense. So this is your rest defense. 5 attacking, 5 attacking, 5 defending. So this one 4, 2, 3, 1. Let's tweak this as well. Okay, we make into like a 5 attack, 5 defend, right? So go inverted fullback. Okay, so we got 3 at the back. We got 1 guy coming in here. So we send this guy forward. There's roaming playmaker. That's not so bad. So DM on support. He will actually end up in this position. And then the 2 of them will do whatever they want to do here. Okay. So roaming playmaker is kind of fun. We'll just get him to get into the area. Go segundo volante on it. Alright, so libero will come up on support. And this guy will be a DLP on defense. Okay, alright. So we got DLP on defense. Quick pick. We're just making different tactics. So 4, 2, 3, 1. Champions League, skip the draw. I'm just fascinated. Yeah, we haven't even got to Hungary, I don't think we're going to Hungary. We just want to make these tactics. Have fun. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what we're doing today. Decline. Okay, let's make another version of the same. All these tactics. Okay. We're not going for any of the press conferences. Okay, they all can go for the press conference. Play Chelsea at home. So which one do we do? Okay, for Chelsea, right, we'll play this one first. Wait, have we saved this? No, we haven't. Okay. Right, so we're going to play with this first. So we got libero, ball playing defender, 1 guy coming up. Okay, let's see if this works. Where's Ollie? Ollie the Watkins. You don't want to play. Go in there and be a player. Okay. Squad registration, all right, auto. Whoever wants to play football. We don't know who's not playing now. Okay. All right, let's go. Back 5. Let's go with a back 5 system first. Okay. Again, we're aiming for all 5 channels to be occupied. Okay, so we're going to look for the 5 channels being occupied. Then we'll receive the seal of approval. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 channels. But look at this setup here. Very narrow. These are reasons why I don't like to use back 5s. Okay. These guys are the 2 liberos that have gone forward. Okay. So they got into this kind of a wedge and we left this guy. So if we lose the second ball, we have these guys. They'll be here and here. And this is Douglas Luiz. This guy is a defend duty. So he doesn't run off too far. And we got the first goal. Is he offside? It looks like it. But that was a good attempt. Good attempt. Immediately from the get-go, there's an announcement. This is very, very scary, because if they get through, he's exposed. So we got to watch out for Jackson and Palmer to see how they play in the center. Because nobody is striking the runs of Palmer. Let's look at the positional heat map for Villa and also, okay. Again, Aston Villa putting some pressure on the opposition. There we go. This is how we look like. 3 at the back. All right, so this is one of the reasons why I hardly use these back 3 systems. Because they're too narrow. Now, I know this is one of the reasons why when people play back 3 system, what they do is they come to these 2 guys and they add this. Stay wider. And stay wider. But the problem with stay wider is a tendency to do it. It doesn't do it all the way. So that's one of the reasons why every time I used to play, right, at stay wider. But I know he's not going to be wide all the time. See, let's look at that. It's not. There he comes. This is like because the ball is on this side of the pitch, right? So we got the back, the players dropping into a 5, and they're just putting some of the pressure that they're putting some of that pressure on the opposition. Oh, they scored from Enzo. So once again, that back 5s not the best at dealing with this. So like, this is what a lot of people end up doing with a back 5. So they go segundo volante support and segundo volante support. That's it. Right. But the problem when you do this is your formation becomes a lot more defensive. So you got these two guys going up. Liberos behind them. But then now you don't really need the liberos because the volantes are DM position. So you get a lot of, like, you might get a bit of congestion in the area. But you can set it up as volantes. So if you're finding that you're struggling, right, with this kind of a setup, you can play with 2 volantes. The reason why we're using liberos, we need these guys to come up. Because the problem with these back 5 systems is they're too defensive. Yeah. What about using white center backs on attack? So if I were to use a white center back on attack like this, there's also another option that we can do. Then it's not as risky as the liberos, but they go a bit wider here. You can also do that if you want to. So there are several options with these back 5 systems, but the key in a back 5 system is your mentality and the duty of the 2 wingbacks. If the wingbacks are on support duty, then you got an issue because you cannot get that 5-channel attack because your 5 channels, 2 of the channels come from the wingbacks. So the wingbacks have to get up the pitch to support play. And if they don't, then we run into some issues, when it comes to putting pressure. You see, we are putting a lot of pressure on the opposition. We're getting the ball into the final third, right? And we have all the channels occupied, but you can see that. See, this is the reason why I don't use back 3s, back 5s. We don't have one. All you need is 1 player here, 1 player here, and 1 player here, just like a back 5, right? But you can't do that with a back 5. That's a problem. They're too narrow. There, see, you get like this, 1, 2, 3. But what you really want is this. What you really want is this one, this shape, okay, or this shape. So we go into this shape. No, not this shape. We go to this shape, okay? So we got inverted fullback, we got libero, inverted fullback. Okay, Tyro Mings plays a libero. I think so. Okay, so Volante is Buendia, Ramsey, Douglas Lewis. Okay, all right, let's go into this one. So this is like a back 5, right? So this will give me that 3, 1, 2, 3. This guy going up. This is my 2. This guy goes up and joins the attack. So you can create back 5 systems with a lot of variations. If you do a system with wing backs, right? It's great against some teams. But if you use wing backs and DMs, you might get a lot of, you'll be able to protect yourself against a shadow striker. If you use like a setup like this, where you have a 4-2-3-1, then you can actually have a dedicated 5. You can have a dedicated players defending, like at least 3. But what's more important is the way these 3 perform. So these 3 will give you a wedge. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3 like this. So there's always going to be 1 player going up. There will always be 1, but because we have a libero, he's come back to help us defense, we get our players back. So when you're attacking, your rest defense looks like a 3. So now you see this. Now we got the ball back. So we got Winston the 4. Unfortunately, some joker had to lose the ball. Okay. Center back as wing must be new meta. Center backs, I don't know. You saw Harry Maguire. In my current save, I managed to make 3 at the back with by putting NDMs. Okay. Yeah, the idea here is how does your team look like when they have the ball, and when they lose the ball, how do they recover in that shape, right? So you must always have the idea in mind. If I want to defend on a defense of 4-4-2 or a 4-1-4-1 or whatever, whatever your defensive shape is, that is actually the shape you start with. So if you defend in a 4-4-2, then you play the back 4. Right? So it's always going to start with how you want to defend. You want to defend as a back 5, like a flat 5, then you start with a back 5. So here we go. Now you see, this is what I want. This is the meta. This is the current meta. 1, 2. This is not only the meta of Football Manager, but the meta in real life. The best teams right now are doing this 3-1 build out. So they got 3 and they've got one or at least two fellas, like a 3-2, but it's very wide, right? So that they can get the pressure. So they get, you see, if I lose the ball on the flanks, I got him to cover, right? And then if the ball goes over the top, I got him to help us. And then when we don't have possession, we drop into a 4. But when we have possession, we have these guys helping us on the sides, and we push, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is all 5 channels are occupied. So this, when you have this, it means that you are able to put players between their defenders and their midfield. This is what we want to achieve in Football Manager, and you want to achieve this in real life. Okay, so this will put a lot of pressure on defenses, because you got players all over the place, right? I mean, if I'm not using pass, I don't think I'm using pass. Yeah, I'm not even using pass into space. Yeah, I'm not attacking the space. I'm just using my players and just moving them around, trying to create goal scoring opportunities. You're going to get a lot of movement in your tactical system. All right. So this is what you want to aim for. To get a 5-channel attack, you can do it with a lot of formations. We've done it with the back 5. We've done it with the back 4. But there are some metas out there. Okay. There are some clear metas out there. The best and the strongest one is when you play with this setup. 2 inverted fullbacks and a libero. This is by far the strongest, because you will get your players in very good defensive positions when you lose the ball, and they can be quite high up the pitch, and you don't have to use aggressive, you don't have duties as well. So you can get them to defend. And right now I'm playing with a low defensive line. So what does that mean? This back line doesn't really go and support attacks, but they are in such a good position defensively that I can depend on these 4 and maybe one guy from 5 to make it into like a 5-man attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I actually have 5 defending and 5 attacking. So it's something that you might want to think about. It's a bit, it's quite fun now. Yeah. So you can definitely, there's so many ways of doing this. There's no right and wrong way. Yeah? I'm sure that you guys have your own tactics and you've come up with, but I just want to point this out to you so that you can go out. When you make your own tactics, you're thinking about, okay, how am I going to create my goal scoring opportunities with my team? How do I build them up? What my defense is looking like, and how we're going to attack. Of course, now the thing about all these tactics and this, if you look at Barcelona, right? Barcelona concede a lot of goals as well because is of the way they attack. Yeah, so go figure. I mean, I'm probably gonna face the same thing as well when you make your tactics. But when you create these kind of systems, please make sure that you have players that can do the job, right? You need aggression in the final third because you're doing a split press. We're doing what is called a split press. I do a lot of split presses. Split press means this. These guys are closing down tackle hard, mark tighter. All of them. That's it. Nobody else is doing a split press. All the rest of the team are just chilling out. Maybe he's taking more risks. And the back line is the same. I mean, we got him cutting inside. We got these 2 guys coming this way, right, when they can. But because he's already got sit narrow, so if he has the ball, he's going to come in. We have this guy giving us the width. These guys will come slightly inside. If you want players to go all the way in, you play fullbacks. So defensively, quite solid, and we have a low defensive line. So, I mean, if I was a team that is not as good as the opposition, I'm always looking at low defensive lines. They're kind of fun. So especially if you've been to any of my Rebuild Hungary series, you'll see me playing with low defensive lines a lot. They're definitely very, very strong. Okay. So far, we've taken Chelsea apart. Okay, cool. Happy. We only lost to Liverpool, right? So, yeah, that's great. That's not a bad start for Aston Villa in the Premier League. It is supposed to be big for your bring your tactics. So we got off to a good start with Chelsea. Look at that. Pretty solid, in terms of goal scoring opportunities. Look at the quality of our chances. So you want to make sure that, at the end of the day, you want to create a tactic which creates good goal scoring opportunities. So we did okay. I did all right. Beaten Chelsea. So what does the table look like? Premier League table right now, with every game being a different tactics or different tweaks or tactics, we are not doing too badly. We lost one game, 1-3. Aston Villa knocking off. We lost to Liverpool. Liverpool and City, leading the way, and then not too bad. I'm happy. Yeah, we're doing BYT tomorrow. Yeah, definitely doing BYT tomorrow. So once again, just to reiterate, you can do this. You can do a 5-channel attack with back fives. 100% you can do it. If you're going to do it with a 5-channel attack with a back five, like we got 1, 2, 3 here. This is very simply put. 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5. That's it. Your 5 channels. All occupied. We got box to box coming up. Actually, the reason why I have a box to box coming up is because I need somebody to push this guy to one side, because I'm only doing a focus here. So I wanted these guys to come and decide to score. Now, if you find that this is too heavy for you, then what you can do is you can drop these guys down here, right? And you can play something like a volante pair, which is fine. These guys will go up the pitch. This can also work if your team isn't so strong. Then, especially when you're facing those AM tactics, you still get your 5 channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You got 5 channels. And these 2 guys are going to pushing these guys to the side. You can create overloads for tactical systems. Easy, okay? Then you've got a 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1 like this. One of the best 5-channel attacks is actually the 4-2-3-1, okay? And I love this because inverted fullback. Libero gives me a back 3. This gives me a 2 build out. This guy joins into the attack, pushing these guys to the left. Once again, I do a focus play. Down the left in an underlap left, widest player, holds up the ball looking for inside runs coming from this guy, and then we got goal scoring threats here and here. You can play this guy as a pressing forward. You can play this guy as a poacher. You can play this guy in one of those 2 roles. I personally prefer the poacher because then he can link up play with the rest of the players. Then, of course, we can also use a 4-2-4 like this. Again here, 1, 2, 3 comes up, volante goes out. This is a poor man's version. And then I think I showed you guys one just now, right? The Bielsa. Okay, this is a bit more wild. Okay, now this has got a 5-channel attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These guys are all occupied. You can use inverted wingbacks too, right? So this is a bit more scary, like, if you want to play this system. You probably will, the roaming playmaker will come up, but you get a 5-channel attack. Now, idea is when you create these 5-channel attacks, it's about looking for those defenders, opposition defenders and midfielders being split. So you want to split them up with your players. That's when you know it's working, right? So don't just go and create one and don't see them get split. Otherwise, you're going to get into a lot of trouble. And you need players, okay? You need players. So let's check out what you guys have been saying on chat while I've been talking. Inverted fullbacks can also go wide or inside with the ball and they can dribble. Actually, Real consider more and scored less, even not playing like that, playing a low block, looking to Mbappe and Vini. Yeah, probably Real Madrid, they've had their good days and their bad days. Yeah. I think they're having manager jadedness. Is there such a word for them? BYT tomorrow? Yeah, definitely. We're doing Bring Your Tactics tomorrow, Matty. You should bring those tactics in tomorrow, baby. Bring those tactics in tomorrow. We definitely want to see your tactics tomorrow for Bring Your Tactics. So you want to be bringing your tactics in for the show tomorrow. Okay? We've had an interesting stream. No plan for Berserker Kazan. I don't know. I actually, I'm a Chelsea fan also. I hope you're doing well. Did you try the first? I did try it. I did. At the start, I was playing the game. I was thinking it was okay. And then I didn't like it very much. I mean, okay, between Berserker Kazan and Black Myth Wukong actually gave me a lot of pain in my wrist in the end. That's how much I played that game. Okay. Berserker Kazan, I played it for a while and I went like, okay, like, it's so. Okay. I don't know. There's something about that game. The movement. I mean, maybe I was spoiled by Black Myth Wukong because it felt that the Black Myth Wukong was very fluid. And then Berserker Kazan didn't feel as fluid. In Black Myth Wukong, I could just move. I feel like I'm literally fighting. Like, there's this sensation of me dodging and I'm like, it's like very hard to explain. I feel I'm not playing angles so much because I think if you some of you who've done this kind of first-person fighter games, right? You know, when you're fighting, right, you don't feel like you're aiming to go to this corner with the joystick. Like, because in a real fight, you just gotta roll, right, in the general direction of where you want to go, right? So with Black Myth Wukong, it felt that way. But with Kazan, it felt like I literally have to like get my joystick right into the area. And that's when I didn't like the game. It was just like, it just didn't feel fluid enough. And I'm not a big fan of Kazan. I think it was overhyped lah. Yeah, it was really, I mean, I got a hype. The intro at I think the game convention or whatever you call that thing, it was pretty good. I was sold on it. Oh, wow, the fight looks so good. And then I played it. For me, the first few levels of a game are very important. I don't care whether or not I've got all my abilities, but I want to feel the movement. I need to feel it, right? And it felt that way with Black Myth, but I didn't feel that way with Kazan. Kazan just felt like a cop-out. Yeah. The Souls game definitely take away your soul. Souls game can drive anybody nuts. Yeah, my son also loved, because the thing about Black Myth Wukong as well is that it's easy to play. I can look at my kid, he's playing it. Took to the game really quickly. Yeah, so that's why I think for me, one of the best games I've ever played. Action games I've ever played. I do miss Diablo though. I mean, Diablo is basically a average loot. There's a name for that kind of game, right? I've forgotten what it's called. No? Diablo is in a category all by itself. It's about finding loot, and then the whole thing is about getting loot and then building. There's one thing I love about Diablo, okay? It's about builds. The combat is the same. You're just making a build, then you're going after the loot just to make another build, and then the damage you get, it just gives you that satisfaction of building up, looting and building and kicking ass. And you don't even need to feel like you are playing World of Warcraft and having to go into a raiding guild and training 10 days a week or 10 times a week with your friends at the dummy, and then having to be in the top 5% of DPS in the world to make it to be in the team for the first boss kill. And then if you're in the top 5%, sometimes you're even, you're not part of the guild masters, cadre, you're on the bench waiting for one of them to get injured, and you have to basically, while they are doing all the fighting, you're supposed to listen on Discord and then wait for your turn in case one of them doesn't perform. That was what it was like for me last time playing World of Warcraft. Okay. Thank God you don't have to go and fuck up loot anymore. I hate those games now. I don't play World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is like Zynga poker. You get sucked into it. No? Try Expedition 33, you'll love it. No lah, boss, if you like turn-based. Turn-based games have their place. They have their place. GTA, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, maybe. RPM and either MCT can. In most of your titles, you can put the RPM in, Spurs fan. Go back to the Football Manager game. Okay. I want to try one version, which I have not tried for a long time. Okay. Yeah. We've done all this, right? What about the old favorite? Notice in all these tactics, do you see a 4-3-3 anywhere? You notice I've avoided 4-3-3 this year. Yeah, I have. I don't think it works very well, but let's see with this. We got 4-3-3. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is CM attack. Winger support. Poacher. Or pressing forward. Okay. CM attack, DM. Go libero. Where's the roaming playmaker support? Libero and defend. Ball playing defender. Inverted fullback. Okay, done. Okay. Inside. Side. Same thing. Be more X-ray taken out. Pass into space, no. Trouble ball into box, low cross. The lap. Why? Why does player holding up the ball looking for inside runs? Okay. Defensive line, step up more. We got DM, so I'm dropping this. Okay, let's do a split press. Tackle. Okay, this one, we're gonna get all these guys to do it, and these two as well. Although I don't like asking them to do it. But this guy's gonna harry everybody. Means you got extra play in midfield. Alright, this is not Manchester City replication. Ignore the title, huh? Okay, ignore the title. Okay. I disrespect Gambit. I don't want people looking at Gambit too much. Gambit is a very strong tactic. So Gambit was one of the strongest tactics I made this year as well. It was a 4-3-3. So I'm not going to Gambit. Yeah. Y'all got Gambit already. Yeah. So okay, now we got RPM, CM going up. RPM gonna shift. You'll shift these two. These two are gonna come in. We got one-man defense again. All right. So will this work? Five-man channel again. So we got a 5-channel attack. We're playing Tottenham Hotspur. Of all the teams in the world, I'll take it to Tottenham Hotspur. I have a guy who's incredible. I want to use him in a 4-3-3 as an RPM. But I'm not just getting it right. So we're Matty, we're doing a 5-channel. My guy is not DM, he's an MCAM. MCAM doesn't play him as a CM, which is what I'm doing. Yeah. So getting this guy attack, this guy attack. The other option is this guy's gonna come in, right? They're holding this position. Or rather, they'll be playing in this position and sometimes they'll come in. roaming player is coming in, the libero is gonna come in. So these two, as these two guys go up, these roaming players will join them. There'll be a wedge attack. But there'll be a wedge defense as well. Roaming playmaker and MC tier, probably I wouldn't. You want him attacking. Yeah. See, if I play him as a roaming playmaker here, he's just going to create, and then I got to think about this guy then. Then we have too few players attacking this third. Yeah. We can try like this. I just try for your sake. But I don't think it's going to work very well. But we'll try and see what happens. Oh, there's a lot of clicking. Let's click to the end. Oh, wait, not next month. All right, let's see. One other thing about backfire, these 4-3-3s, bench better be rich, man. Okay. Yeah, Kamara, Torres, Konza. Okay, all right, let's go. I mean, I don't know whether these players can do it, but we'll find out soon enough. Okay. All right, so we got McGinn, Douglas Luiz, roaming playmaker. No, I don't want to play a 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1 can. 4-2-3-1 is very strong. You can also make the 4-3-3 very strong too. So okay, we got this guy lost the ball immediately. This guy came in. Yeah, see, our player came right in already. So we got that press. Okay, so I can see the players. They shifted when we had the ball. They came into the center. I want the inverted fullbacks to come in. Oh, speaking of which, the set pieces. Attack. We need this guy staying back. I noticed that we don't have anyone staying back. I got back a 4-2-3 after Gale. No, a 4-3-3 can work. You gotta get them attacking the center. Okay, now there's too quick, too rapid fire. Tempo is fine. We're going to boss low cross. Right defense. Okay, analysis. Got a heat map for the bottom. 4-2, they got a gap here. And they got a gap here. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. So the gap is, okay, Konsa comes up. We got this guy coming in, moves up, okay. Not too bad. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. We don't have the third. This is why they want to use a CM, roaming playmaker. I need him to get up the pitch. I need the other CM on attack to move up. Yeah. Because he's not a CM attack. Go back. Go forward. Get him. Oh, we gave it to be a Mazala on support. Or Mazala on attack. Mazala on support. Yeah, Mazala on support. Roaming playmaker, no. I start looking for him for passing and then we might lose the ball. Somebody was playing a CM was quite good. Libero is wide. The Libero comes up, Mazara will give us some width. Might give the Libero some space. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got this guy here, this guy here. We got 2 at the back. Watkins with a shot. Okay, now I want to get into the final third. Yeah, good. We got 1 player back. Yeah, we're putting a lot of pressure on Spurs. So and we given away a penalty. We given away a penalty, man. Nah, the RPM is definitely a problem, child. I'm gonna go back to CM on attack. So we got Libero coming out, DM, CM on attack. Problem is we need only one of them to come up. So we'll get this guy to be like a ball with him if you don't support. The problem with this tactic is got too many players in the center. Mazala support, then nobody's coming out to help him. Yeah, we're not using a wing. We're not attacking from the wings. I'm deciding what to use here. The problem is the third midfielder cannot be a roaming playmaker. Either both CMs on attack, or you play them as you play one winger, one guy attacking the center. Problem is now I change these guys, right? I'm not really sure whether these guys are ideal for these roles. I'm changing too many things. Kamara is RPM. Kamara, nah, no flair. Passing, vision, decisions, okay. I mean, leave him there. Yeah. The problem is our final third. We don't have enough aggression in our final third. Our attack group is not very good. We're going to play a 4-3-3. Your 3 guys in front must be very, very good. Our problem is our 3 guys can't even keep the ball. So we need the support of the others. So we're going to get these guys off the pitch already. Sorry, I was muted. Thank you. I was just chatting to myself. I was coughing and I didn't realize it. So far, not so exact. It's one of the reasons why I don't fancy this system anymore. It's created a lot of poachers here there. So one of the things I used to end up doing with this kind of tactics is okay, like, I got score goals means I got to Send all you guys forward. Ended up becoming something like this. Tottenham 1, Aston Villa 0. Have I gone there for you on mute? Okay, Kamara to Luis Buendia. He's got support from Callum Chambers. Now we're getting a lot of players into the channels. This Ollie Watkins has not performed in this system. We're gonna try another one with this. Gambit is still the best. Gambit has got a safe setup. And I got a Gambit version 1, Gambit version. This Gambit, we're almost going to Gambit version, the more attacking version of Gambit. Yep. Yeah, you bloody useless, Zaniolo. Every time he gets the ball, you can't even keep the ball. Morgan Rogers go out and play. Like, he can't even keep the ball, man. He gets the ball, touches the ball leaves his foot. The bloody ball keeps leaving the foot. Oh, very annoying. I had it with Zaniolo. Gambit was fun. Gambit is also a 5-channel attack. Yeah. All my tactics are 5-channel attacks. All of them. I don't do anything else. Because optimal attack pattern is a 5-channel attack. So got one. And what else do you need? What else do you need to score a goal, man? Ollie Watkins. You're in. The thing is, this 4-3-3 is we're going to have to do one more, okay? So, okay, come, let's go. We're lost. Bit annoyed now. Okay. Okay, let's go. Next one. He just here to stay on side. Yeah, he just doesn't do it. We're playing Atletico Madrid the first game, and we're going to do a 4-3-3. All right, so let's go and load Gambit. I know it's somewhere. I haven't forgotten where the Gambit system is. The Gambit. There we go. All right, this is a Gambit. CM box to box, roaming playmaker, libero ball playing. Yeah, this guy shoots up. And they got overlap. These guys are pushed up high up the pitch. And then we only need them to play as overlap. So we're going to use counter. Counter press, distribute to fullbacks. Overlap player defense. Okay. Then Kamara will come here. Or no, rather here. Douglas Luiz will probably come box to box. McGinn comes deep to get the ball. You come deep to get the ball. McGinn, you go here. Okay. You stay there. All right, Zaniolo can't play the center. So we get Jacob Ramsey. Ramsey come so here. Oh, no aggression. Buendia, can you play in the center? No, you cannot. Okay. Buendia, you play here. Play Leon Bailey. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. Yeah, just 5-channel attack now with a 4-3-3, ignoring what the AI is doing. Okay. So far, I just want the best. Like, this is why 4-2-3-1 is still the best. 4-1-4-1, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-4. These are the easiest ones to get it all work. Even the back five, you gotta play in a certain way. So, but this formation we're playing with, as long as you put pressure on their wing backs, we should be fine. We don't want to play too deep a defensive line. We want to play a standard defensive line at least, because we want to get these fullbacks out of the pitch supporting the midfield, so that we can keep their wing backs defending for the better part of the whole game. I don't like Yuri. So we got the first goal. I thought Gambit. I didn't want to use Gambit again, but Gambit is good now. Gambit just has a back three, right? So we got these guys defending. So we got this, the wedge. This is the optimum back three setup. When you want to do a back three, this is going to be the best back three that you can set up. Like inverted fullback, defender, inverted fullback, and then you can use this guy as a libero. Then we get these all channels occupied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 3 here and then we got 3 here. Just nice. Then you can this allows our inverted fullbacks to actually exert the pressure ball side. So the inverted fullbacks go up, exert the pressure ball side. Now what we have is we have isolated their back line. We got players along that entire area. So this is one of the reasons, and this is the strongest reason I have for why when you play these kind of systems, you want to play very, very strong strikers. Strikers who are great in the air, who are like your Lewandowskis, your Harry Kanes. You want players who have a presence in the final third. If they don't have a presence in the final third, you will always struggle. And you don't need to play pass into space. You just have to keep the ball moving. Yeah. So this is still the best. Here I'm using a roaming playmaker because I need to get into the final. We got box-to-box midfielder also gets into the AM tier. And we've got another role beside them doing the same thing. The downside with this kind of systems is, of course, when you're attacking, you're going to concede goals because, your transition, you can be defeated by the quick transition like us. You see, we got so many players attacking, right? Okay, what's happened? We left ourselves vulnerable. So you need to be able to think about how to defend as well. So, you might change I will change. For example, if I was playing this and I taken a 1-goal lead, the roaming playmaker will immediately change to a DLP. That way, I don't need to push him high up the pitch anymore. This guy will become a DLP straight away. So then we get 2 and a 3. Then I don't have to worry about ball over the top 1v1 situation. But I mean, looking at how we're penetrating this Atletico Madrid, we're not playing that badly, So that's basically it. I mean, like Gambit still works. And would I play these guys inside forwards? I mean, considering that we are playing against this formation, could be worth it. Okay, so we go inside forward on attack, inside forward on attack, and see what we can do. Now we are attacking the center. But we're using overlaps. It'd be good if I had wing backs. If I want to use the underlap like that with a 4-3-3, I probably would use wing backs, not inverted fullbacks. Then I got wing backs. At least we can use because then we can attack the width of the pitch. Now we're only using inverted fullbacks. So dressing room. We're an English team, right? Supposed to do quite well. The plus side about the 4-3-3 is it's defensively quite solid because the defense is 7. But the minus thing about the 4-3-3 is, he also doesn't attack with 7 or 5. He only attacks with this guy. So you got to be quite good at keeping the ball. Otherwise, you're never going to get your 5-channel attack. See what I mean? McGinn just lost the ball. Absolutely need to be able to keep the ball. No, I'm not going to go fullback on attack. Fullback attack, we're bound to concede a goal. This team is not that solid. If I go fullback on attack right now, quite risky. So we go fullback on attack. Now what I'll do is, I've got fullbacks on attack. So we go support instead. Then, still do this. Now I got the one-man defense. This guy. So what you do with a one-man defense, when you do this, right, this guy goes libero defense right away. So he doesn't go too high up the pitch. So you still have a libero going up to support one side of the pitch, but he will he will he will not go too far for. He'll be in a good position to drop back. Well, because they're playing a 3-man defense, right? So what we do is now we're playing inside forwards instead of using wingers. So this is when sometimes I like to attack that pocket. So if I use inside forwards, then the guys, I need somebody to give us some width, right? So this inside forwards. But now we just change the duty of these two in the libero, the fullbacks. So now you go, these guys will come in. You definitely can make some very, very good tactics, but you need to, like 4-3-3s, you always have to be cognizant of what you're playing against. Because you have to remember, you have a very structured, very few people attack, very few fellas attacking, 3. Like quick transitions, you only have 2 at most. Like you see, this is a very quick transition. See that? We don't have time to get everybody into attacking positions, right? So you definitely need to have you need players, essentially. And sometimes you need luck. And this is 99% luck. Nothing to do with my tactic. CM, inside forwards. Everybody's looking for, this is just nice. So you gotta, I'm looking at what I'm playing against and I'm just tweak my tactic. That's all. I see a back 5, okay, I'm going to attack the back 5. I'm not going to give it space. The more I attack them down the flanks, the more their wingbacks are kept out of the equation. Right? So the more you attack that, the less their wingbacks can do. So all you got to do is keep the pressure on them and you force turnarounds and we go through the center again. This is very much a risky setup. So, because I remember I have 2 fullbacks. 2 fullbacks attacking, not 1. Right? So you look at this right now. 2 fullbacks attacking. I need a 1-man defense. So I can easily concede a lot of goals with this tactical system. So if let's say now you've scored all the goals, right? You got your buffer. I saw the weakness, I exploited it. Now how do I defend? Just defend. Okay. Inverted fullback on defense, inverted fullback on defense. I go back into my defensive huddle. Okay, I got 3 at the back. This guy goes up. Lomi playmaker shoots up. Maybe this guy becomes DLP. Okay, this guy's still attacking. This guy goes up. Now you look at this. These are only support duties now. So basically, we are very structured. When attacking a back 5, would you play in a high defensive line or higher mentalities to keep them pinned back? Depends on the tactic I'm using. If I'm using a back 5, if I'm playing a back 5 with 3 central defenders, definitely I'm playing a higher mentality, right? With standard to high defense, a bit higher defensive line. But if I'm playing like a 4-3-3 like this one, okay, here I'm playing a high defensive line and a high press because here I want my fullbacks to be involved in the tactical system. Now I already scored my goals. I don't need my fullbacks to be involved anymore, right? I can do this. I don't even need to attack with my fullbacks anymore. Because the question is, your defensive line is about how willing are you to throw your back line into supporting your midfield and attack. That's it. You can do a lot on a 4-3-3, but the problem with a 4-3-3 for most people is how do you tweak your 4-3-3? Because there's going to be the difference between most players. The issue with the 4-3-3 is not that it's a bad tactical system. I mean, Gambit was the first tactic I made, right? One of the first big tactics I made on Football Manager, and it was very, very strong. But I asked around. I spoke to quite a number of people. How were they using Gambit? Most of them were just using Gambit the way it is created. No changes whatsoever. Okay. Some of you out there were making some tweaks to Gambit. Now, the thing about the 4-3-3 is if you don't see options, you don't tweak, then you're always going to struggle. Because you're not going to get massive XGs unless you're very capable, unless you can spot, I'm playing against this formation, what do I want to do? I want to put more pressure. Okay, how do I put more pressure on the team? Then you take the formation, then you tweak it slightly because you know that Gambit is defending with 5 and attacking with, it's not attacking with 5. It's attacking with 3 initially. Yeah. So you got these guaranteed players staying back. And you know the roaming playmaker is going to gather the pitch. You know the other guy is going to gather the pitch. You know the other guy. So you know that you need wingers in strength. So there's a lot of things you got to factor in with a 4-3-3. But if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, that's nothing to factor. You got 5 in attack, 5 in defense. If you're playing with a 4-4-2, nothing to factor. You got 2 wingers, 2 strikers. What is there to worry about? It's easy. 4-3-3 can be a bit more challenging because you gotta figure out what to do some of the time. You got to be able to tweak it. If you can't tweak it, then you know what's gonna happen with 4-3-3? You're gonna keep going. Why is my XG so low? That's going to be the problem with the 4-3. Which is the reason why I tell most people to stay away from 4-3-3. Because it can be a lot of fun. Because I tell you something, the 4-3-3 is very hard to break down. Very hard to break down. Because once you're up and running, how do you defend the 4-3-3? How do you keep the 4-3-3 from conceding goals? That's all you got to figure out. And the easiest way is with the two inverted fullbacks. So we've got 5 channel attacks, shown you with a few tactics. I've done it with a 4-3-3. I've done it with a 4-4-2-3-1. Kind of did it with a 4-4-2. Didn't really finish that one. And we did a back 5. And we did one with a weirdy looking like Bielsa's tactic and some others. And yeah, it was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Yes. I miss the wide position in striker positions, which is not possible since years ago. Oh, that one. You're talking about Championship Manager days, bro. That's so long ago, man. That's Championship Manager, no. That one gone already. That's gone. That's gone, man. That's so gone. That's history, man. Say it loudly. Thanks for the masterclass today. No, I thought we could do with a tactical stream like that. I probably am going to turn it around into a shorter video guide for most people. And then I got a training one which I haven't done yet. Because yeah. Yes, gotta get that training video. I just gotta put an intro to it. That's it. Yeah. But the thing is, right, if I do the training video, right, there are a lot of people out there who, I don't know. I think FM13 was FM12. No. The white striker wasn't in FM12. You couldn't do it in FM12. You couldn't do it in FM13. The white striker was the one where you can offset the player and play him as a striker, right? White one. In the striker slot. That means you got 2 strikers, but you got 1 wide option, right? Championship Manager. You couldn't do it in FM12 because they removed it. Because I know why you couldn't do it in FM12 and 13. It was because, yeah, they removed it because it was an exploit. That striker was an exploit. That position was exploited by lots of players, including yours truly. I think you also exploited it. Everybody was exploiting that position. So that's as I do things, right? I find it when sometimes, right, I find it very odd. I remember arrows, right? Those forward arrows and the backward arrows, right? Remember those many years ago? And that was like, oh my God, that must have been the shortest feature, the greatest short-lived feature in Football Manager ever. That was one edition of the game and it died immediately. It never came again. Because he got smacked around like, oh my God, he was smacked, man. He was smacked so hard, no. Because we had those arrows and we had that offset striker. The moment the offset striker appeared with the arrows, game, set, match. You notice 2 things never came back after that. The offset striker and those arrows. Because it destroyed the game. SI never put the arrows in. In fact, after that, the very mention of with and without ball formation would send shivers down their spines because they're waiting for the inevitable exploit to come their way and to prove that the match engine wasn't tested by thousands of people but only tested by 3. At one point, right, I used to believe this, though. I was like thinking to myself, I don't blame for the community to feel the same way because they started to believe in, oh yeah, you're using the community to beta test your match engine. It's true. Because Your three testers couldn't figure out that there was an exploit down the left with an arrow and the offside striker. It took because your players in the office were playing the game like they were football tacticians. This is the formation supposed to have 4-4-2. I watch Sunday football on TV. Yeah, every formation looks like that on TV, so we make the same one. Except you got psychotic gamers out there who want to think of playing it in weird ways, and they figured it out. So it's never coming back. Oh yeah, they are putting the formations back for Football Manager in FM26, which is gonna post. From what I've heard, I mean, I've been told not to talk about it too much. Suggested, there was a suggestion that we avoid talking about things being moderators. But hell, man, it's in the open space. It's out there, They've already had screenshots of some leakers that leaked. These guys probably go to the toilet and they can't wait to unzip their pants. Seriously. But it's like SI invited a couple of guys to have a look at the game. The guy took a snapshot of it. I was a researcher, if I'm not mistaken, right? So a researcher took snapshots of certain parts of the game and shared it with the whole fucking world. C'est la vie. So, but it's very clear to me that there will be, okay, from what I can, okay, this is me, right? Okay, based on my visit to SI Towers 2 years ago, okay, they talked about the FM26 being like a complete new game. So when somebody says complete new game, the way they're like, well, there was a lot of fanfare. I know there's no fireworks, but the way they described it, two things I have to do. First, I take it with a pinch of salt because the word TBA came soon after that. So they tell you it's going to be a fantastic game. Next thing, they got the letters TBA. And I'm thinking to myself, how the do you know it's going to be so fantastic? And then you have the letters TBA. Why? I also can sit down and I can also lie down in bed, pull the covers over and tell you, oh, it's going to be a fantastic day tomorrow, man. I'm going to have lemon meringue pie for breakfast, and then I'm going to have the best steak for lunch, and then I'm going to have sex with all these beautiful, beautiful girls, yes, and then they will make me dessert, and then, yeah, I can dream that too. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Because it certainly felt that way for me. So I'm going here. I'm going to say this much. From what I can think, the reason why the game has been delayed, two things have happened. Okay, SI gave us a screenshot. Remember the dummy screens that they gave us? There was a lot of us going, this is what we're waiting for. It looks like to me as well, it looks like some cheap knockoff from some game. No, like, really? The delay and you give me this? Okay, so definitely they went back and said, okay, fine, we have to jazz it up a bit. So, okay. Two, as I did admit the usability, user interface, right? And the ability to, because they know I am a big critic of this, because I still remember FM17, I made so much noise. I had to click 3 times to get out of the match day experience, and I lost it. I lost it completely. I said, how the am I supposed to play a game? If I want to get out of the match day, I should be able to get out of match day with 1 click, not with 3. Don't make me make a change to my tactic and have to click 3 times just to watch the game. So that was a big hoo-ha. I mean, I made a lot of noise about it, and I know I made a lot of noise. But it was not a bad criticism. It was valid because I'm a geek. We want to play the game. We don't spend our days clicking it. No, I didn't pay this money to have clickbait. I don't need to be clickbait. Click. So SI is probably going to work very hard on the user interface. They're going to work very hard on the graphics as well, because they can't give us this graphics anymore. Nobody's going to like it. 2, remember all the licenses they had? They have the Premier League licenses now, no? Plus they have World Cup, FIFA, right? The World Cup thingamajig, whatever. So they got all those licenses coming in. So they've got a lot of these licenses. So with with great licenses come great responsibility. So they got to make sure the game looks damn good for their new stakeholders. Okay, so I expect very good graphics. I do, because their previous title under the belt was EA's FIFA, what is it called? FIFA Soccer or something like that. The graphics there are pretty good, even though some of the animation looks like they are blocky and some of the animation isn't that great, but still quite good, So let's see. I think it's gonna be quite good. National football, I don't know, man. They took out so many features in the game, right? They said because we want to introduce all these other features, we got to take out all the other features. I'm like, huh? What? The problem for SI is this. Okay, this is a big problem for SI. I can tell you where the problem is coming from. Okay. The big problem for SI is they're gonna have to have 2 match engines and 2 graphics engines. That's 4 engines. You know how much work that is or not? Already 1 match engine, 1 graphics engine. We've had so much drama. Can you imagine a kind of nightmare? 2 match engines and 2 graphics engines are gonna give you. Why are there 2 match engines? Because we have the women's game and the men's game. Because we're all playing in the same universe, right? It's not like you're playing in 2 different universes. So you'll be able to. The idea is you should be able to go seamlessly from the women's game to the male game and back again. So that means you will have all these leagues coexisting together, right? So I assume that you could easily leave as a manager of the men's game and go to the. So that means they have to simulate both these leagues and both these worlds in the background. Wow. Already 1 match engine, 1 graphics engine already takes it kills a lot of toasters. Can you imagine what 2 and 2 is going to do to everybody's rigs? There's a lot of testing for SI to get done, and it's not easy. So there's a lot of pressure on SI to get it right. And SI probably didn't like the first look of it. Yeah. Will there be a unisex team? I want to manage the women's. I want to manage the men's football team and then retire and have my son in the game. And then, I want to be able to, be a young football manager who manages the men's football team, goes on to get married to some female football player. I don't know, will there be all that in the team? Will there be love in the game? Right. Will there be a chance to manage how the children? I don't know, man. There's so many options available for this game on a level that I've never been. Why not manage both men's and women's national teams at the same time? Maybe. You probably could. But the problem is this. Will there be national football? Already SI took it out. They took it out for FM25. Will they be in 26? They took it out the first time around. So I don't know if it's going to be in there. I doubt it's going to be in there. Yeah. But I can say this much, right? If they got the licenses for some of these international tournaments and not having an international tournament is going to be a big problem for them. So I think it's going to be coming. I think national management has to be there. Yeah, because they have some licenses right now, so they have to put them in. Say it out loudly, just say something quite interesting. Yeah. We can read that in many ways, no? We all. Yeah, this game can. I mean, if somebody were to listen to the conversation, I like to manage young kids. I like to groom them. Oh my God. So wrong on so many levels, no? People. Asia is not very popular. Some parts of Asia are quite bad. So what did you guys think about the tactics today? Did we do did it help? Did he help you guys out? How did he feel about it? Over 18, of course. Yeah, of course, say it loudly. Must be over 18. We have to manage all. We have to make sure the girls make it to the senior team. Hey, 18. Can you imagine you become manager of the club? Manager of the women's team. They all say, sorry, cut off age 18. Can't manage any other thing. Put it in there. So, I hope the show today helped you guys out, and especially when it comes to 5-channel attacks and envisioning 5-channel attacks. So tomorrow, bring your tactics. So, can you imagine how many interesting tactical variations are going to happen tomorrow? So I hope you guys had a fun time. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I hope you guys come back with tactics you can share with me tomorrow on Diagnosis, where I'll be playing with your tactics. Meanwhile, I want to thank everybody for your fantastic support of the channel. You've been absolutely sensational. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream and are looking after yourselves. I will see you guys again tomorrow, man. So you guys stay safe, be good, and have a really good time. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.